all out of bounds. If you want to be a wise guy, you can do it anywhere. If you want to be a strong man, you can do it anywhere. If you want to be an Indian chief, cowboy, you can do it in the ring. You can do it in the mall.
The most electrifying line in sports entertainment today. If you smell what The Rock is cooking,
Beat me if you can. Survive if I let you.
I'm figuring and thinking that nothing's gonna stop the Macho Man Randy Savage now. I'm the man. I'm the icon. And yes, you can't bow. I am God.
The number one show on the net that leads to the best in your head like Goldberg Net. For the punks and the perverts, this is how it works with Terry Funk and Max Baker. Check Ishman and Barbie, they got the cheap heat, so sit back and have a seat. They got questions from the fans, and your head's the band from Australia to Japan.
Check down the road, don't care about the back stroke up the Mississippi.
We are bigger. We are faster. And we are all night long. All you idiots, punks, perverts, and fools, be sure and tune in and listen to this show.
All right, and we're live here once again at In Your Head Wrestling Radio. I am the internet icon, the pride of the pilgrims, the most honest man in all the podcasting lands. Handsome Jackie Jones. Oh, man! Along with my right-hand man, my audio soulmate and the enforcer of the Headyverse.
1 inch biceps, the power goat. Bah! The king of all the marks, boss baby, the man who tells you what to do. And all that stuff.
Yeah,
Jackie Jones.
according to Headybot, you're the king of the toxic farts.
I don't buy that at all. I think my farts, they smell like daisies.
What the hell do you think you are,
Mhm.
Rachel or something?
You need to ask, like, what Rachel are you
Man.
all about?
No,
Like,
you
'cause-
might get into some weird territory or something.
Because there is no like prominent Rachel that I know of on the Headyverse.
We may ask that, but as I found out last week, Headybot is now, it gave the first week was free, gave everyone a taste, and since then now, if any of the Headyverse wants to ask Rachel a question,
Right,
not Rachel, if they want to ask Headybot a question. Headybot's playing hardball now. Headybot is Super Chat exclusive, so you have to send a Super Chat if you want to ask Headybot a question.
Oh my goodness!
And there's no cutoff. It could be a 99-cent Super Chat, whatever it is, where you can Venmo a Headyverse. Or if you join the Headyverse here, you'll get a free question every week. So any members here of the Headyverse will get a free question a week. So,
Coast
Headybot.
says Headybot is an 80s drug dealer.
Exactly. Headybot, who is Rachel's true identity, you think?
Not true identity, but like who is Rachel? Like which one? Like
Rachel of the Headyverse.
The one you are so fond of.
Who is this Rachel you're so fond of?
Who could it be? Miss Destiny Coast says. Where is the jalapeno lady? Patrick Howe says.
Well, maybe Patrick's gonna have to start going after Rachel. Rachel, the fart fairy.
The fart fairy? What?
She is a beloved. That's I'm not even joking. It's what it. Every time I read this, is exactly what it says here. Rachel, the fart fairy. She is a beloved member of the Headyverse, known for her playful and lighthearted personality. Rachel is often humorously depicted as having unique talent for producing fragrant and pleasant flatulence, which is frequently referenced in a joking manner by other Headyverse members. Her whimsical and carefree spirit has made her a fan favorite within the Headyverse community, and she's often included in humorous storylines and scenarios. The Headyverse's playful and humorous essence, spreading joy and laughter wherever she goes. Damn.
Dang.
Man, he just made up this whole personality about her, all based around her farts.
I don't think you really even answered the question, though.
Not really, no.
Yeah. He just kind of danced around that. He was like, I'll show you how to dance around.
You think
the
that's just
question."
Headybot's like fantasy of a perfect woman?
I guess so, maybe. Maybe Rachel only lives in Headybot's head.
Yeah, and he's just like, man, I want to, like Lexar comes on, he wants a girl with giant breasts and an ass, but she doesn't speak, and she's a big wrestling fan, and will do the dishes and wash his underwear and stuff, and that's his, perfect woman. And Headybot's perfect woman is a woman who, farts a lot, but smells really nice. We all have our deal. We all have. Damn. Is this what Coach is going to use for his weekly Headybot? But I honestly don't think Headybot will answer that.
Probably say an amusing question, but let's keep it PG.
Big shout out to Levon Huey. Just Venmo the show. We love Levon. He says, I got nothing to add. No questions for Headybot. I just enjoy the show. Well, we appreciate that. You're
Excellent.
a good, and thank you.
Thank you,
I don't want to say
Levon.
this all the time, but if you would like to help out the show, you can join here, Venmo Headyverse, Super Chat, and but otherwise, here, enjoy the program. That's my contribution. Okay, we'll save that one for a little bit later, Coast. I don't think it'll answer it because it can get a little weird if you ask like inappropriate questions. But we can try. You want me to try it, Incher?
If you feel like it, yeah. Would Headybot rather suck the fart out of an ass or take a bong rip out of car exhaust pipe?
Or take a bong rip out of a car. What if I asked if Coast would want to do this?
So he's saying scratch that one and I'll ask another. That's what he's saying in the chat.
All right. We'll wait then.
Okay.
I asked it anyway. This will be a bonus, Quotes, because you're a good guy.
A good guy.
Aha! It starts intro. Aha! Oh my! With an exclamation point. As a friendly Headybot assistant, I don't have the personal preferences or desires, nor do I condone or encourage harmful activity. The Headyverse is known for its playful, and yeah, we know that. It goes on to tell you stuff.
Are you tired of the whole Headyverse known for its playful?
We get it. It's kind of like, I totally get this because I'll say something really bad about someone, then they're a good guy. So I get it, but I don't need 3 lines of how we're humorous and everything we say is a joke. We get it. We get it.
Headybot's like, in other words, they are the complete living embodiment of a joke.
Hey, look at that, Monkey B! Monkey B, yeah. So, Incher, we're not just here to talk about farts and bongs and Headybots. We're here to talk about this thing called professional wrestling. So I logged into the iTunes, which I know kids don't use that term anymore. iTunes, they call it whatever, like Apple Podcast, I think.
Yeah.
So I logged into that for the first time in ages, maybe years. And so I was reading some like recent reviews of the program, and many longtime listeners who were fans at one time now despise the show, and us personally. They're like the calling out like the hillbilly and stuff, and they were saying because we've gone soft and woke.
They're calling you a hillbilly?
Well, they said the hillbilly and the pseudo hillbilly, the one person. So I guess I'm the pseudo hillbilly.
I don't. That's kind of worse.
That's the worst part of it all to me is the pseudo hillbilly. But I said we're soft and we're woke, and we pretend. This has come up several times now that we pretend AEW is good, even though it is not. And I don't understand what would be in it for us to pretend it was good, or to fly to Chicago and buy tickets to shows. Both of us have gone to live shows and get the pay-per-view. So I don't really know what we could be getting out of it. We've never had an AEW guest on the show. No. It's impossible to just like it. So anyway, I'm reading that. I was like, at first I was like, why the hell we do this? But then I get like a message from Mikey B, and he was like, are you guys doing the show tonight? You don't know how much I look forward to Tuesday nights. And I'm like, well, I know I would give this advice to someone else, but it's hard to take sometimes. Like, don't pay attention to the assholes and stuff, but sometimes it's hard to do. But forget all that. But remember it at the same time, because then I started to think, people always have this attitude, like as soon as AEW started and Meltzer would put it over, which if you listen to Meltzer, he also has a lot of criticism of AEW. And they're like, he's got to be on the payroll. Anytime you like AEW, not just fans, but, Eric Bischoff, all these people, like, they got to be on the payroll. Yet, people like Eric Bischoff, who do nothing but, trash the program. Why aren't they? In fact, they may be more likely trying to get something out of it. And I think maybe not on the payroll, but either trying to get back into WWE or get hits, because I heard Dutch Mantel just outright say on his show that negative videos get way more action, and that's why he doesn't put out positive videos, because no one cares. Which I was a little surprised you would just say that, though, because then it's like, well, how do I really take any of this seriously?
So we got to be more negative on everything.
Yes, he's a hate everything. No, I mean, I'm the Most Honest Man podcast, so I'm going to come out here and say what I think. And I'm not going to really watch a lot of stuff that I hate like every week. Yeah. That doesn't really make sense to me. My point was, though, you can, if we like it or dislike whatever we're watching, we're not getting anything out of it either way. So we're just going to say that. And a lot of people who really trash stuff, I think they're the ones that are more likely actually getting something out of it.
Because it would probably do us pretty well if we would just bash AEW, but we're trying to be honest with how we feel.
It reinvigorated my fandom of wrestling. There's a lot of stuff we criticize every week that I don't love, but overall, I enjoy the show.
Is it a perfect show? No, but
no, I don't know if any wrestling program's ever been perfect, though. I mean, let's be honest.
There's a lot of things that we enjoy. So, I mean, I think probably one of their biggest flaws is consistent storylines. That carry on.
Pushing, you won't see certain people all the time. Not explaining who new people are. A lot of stuff that we've talked about for years.
Mm-hmm. I like the storyline with Trent Beretta, and he's retired. His buddy, one of the best friends, for real.
Yeah,
Chucky T, he's out.
Yeah, and it was very weird. So I tried not. I hate to do this because, like, I want to talk about wrestling on the internet or whatever. But so many of these pages I stopped following because, like, so they put up that he had career-ending injury, Chuck Taylor, and necrosis of the bone, which means the bone itself is dying, which does not sound good. I fear that, like, maybe he would eventually, I hate to put this out, but maybe he'd eventually lose a leg or something. I mean, it's a terrible thing and you know, so it was posted there and all these people were laughing. And so I just like replied, you're a real winner if you find that, humorous. And then people would reply like, oh, he sucks. And I was like, even if he does, like, he deserves to like live in pain and, lose his leg. I mean, that's just insanity.
Yeah. I mean, you really shouldn't wish that on anybody, really. I mean, but did they know that before the match that they went into?
Oh, well, I think so. I think that's why they did that match that way. And I think that's why they did it in the parking lot, so he wouldn't have to. Yeah, it sounds weird, but I think that was probably easier on his ankles and stuff than doing a match in the ring.
Yeah. Well, it was a good way to go out, and it was a hell of a match. I mean, it was really crazy stuff they did in the parking lot. So it's a shame that they're having to break them up, but they're trying to do something with Trent, and they're trying to do something with Orange. They got him. I don't know. Is he going to team up with Don Callis?
I don't think so.
He's kind of like, buddying up with him.
Yeah, this is one thing I don't think really. I think Trent going with Don Callis works. I don't think it works very good having your most popular guys. Arguably, probably the most popular guy in the company with Don Callis, Will Ospreay, and then one of the perennial fan favorites, Orange Cassidy. I don't think it really works. It's like, why tease? Like, I don't really think either guy's gonna. I know Will Ospreay isn't, and it kind of makes me, in a kayfabe way, like, are these characters stupid? Like, we've known Don Callis is, a bad guy. Yeah. He's presented as a bad human being and deceitful to everyone. He never does anything, good. Why would the fan favorites, the heroes, be like tricked by him?
Could that be where they're going? A possible swerve, and Don Callis becomes good?
I can't imagine it.
Yeah, I don't think that one's going to happen either.
Maybe they'll do an Orange. I don't know if the Orange Cassidy heel turn would work. I think the Will Ospreay heel turn would work down the road, but I think it would be really stupid to do it right now.
I was just shocked, though, whenever he came out there and he wasn't there for Trent. He started walking back with Orange. I was like, oh, my goodness. I did not see that one coming. So
I think it's good for Trent to go with him. I think he's a good talent, and that kind of gives him instant credibility to be with the top heel manager.
Well, that's something you probably don't get from the hatred shows. They don't actually discuss some of the lower end storylines on the show. That they were pretty consistent with them. That one, I think it was pretty well done. How they played out Trent breaking up from the best friends, and it was shocking. Didn't expect it either. I didn't see it coming. So he just started beating Orange Cassidy down with a chair, and and Trent Chucky T came out and made the save for him. So, but it was a good angle that they did. I want to give them credit when credit's due.
I saw that Eddie Kingston got hurt. I think I don't know, and it wasn't on AEW's
New Japan show, wasn't it?
So I don't know if he's going to be out of the Anarchy in the Arena match. But we had the surprise return of American Dragon being it. Bryan Danielson.
See, are they just doing away with Blackpool Combat Club, or are they just? I
don't know.
I don't think he's kind of being a baby face, and they were kind of going the heel direction.
It's weird because Moxley's always over and always gets cheered, but they're kind of back and forth with them as babyface and heels.
Yeah. So we'll have to see if anything
I
happens
don't
with him.
think.
'Cause
Yeah, I don't think that's great to do. I think people get confused when they say like there's no baby face and heels anymore. And there are basic storytelling will always have a hero and a villain. You have the
Mhm.
protagonist and antagonist. Now, but people I think got confused during the Austin era because they're like, oh, well, there's no everyone's a tweener or whatever. And that's not true. Austin was clearly the baby face of the show. He's clearly the good guy of the show. He's clearly the main guy you cheered.
Yeah.
Now, he wasn't a goody-goody guy who smiled and wouldn't do mean things, but he's clearly the hero of the show. So he wasn't presented as someone you cheer or boo. He's presented as someone as you cheer and you wanted to win. And so I think that had confused people. I think Vince Russo, even though he was a big part of it, has been confused about that till this day, even though he was a big part of it, which is odd. So I
Bro.
think in basic storytelling, you need someone that the crowd is behind and someone that they're against, and they don't have. They're not going to be like in stories back in the day where it's like just a goody good like a Bob Backlund, and then just this complete evil. They could be shades of gray as far as characters, but you have to have people that you're cheering for and against, and we see that in regular TV. Uh, Almost every TV show, the main people that people have loved for the last 20 years are the anti-hero. It's Tony Soprano, it's Saul Goodman, it's Walter
Walter.
White.
Yeah.
Like, are those good people? No. But they were designed as the people you wanted to cheer for in those shows.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. So, and they do have a lot of factions within AEW that are breaking up right now. I think it was a good thing that they broke away
I agree.
Swerve Strickland from the Embassy, but it's like because I know they had like a match on one of the other shows, and it had Prince Nana coming out with the Embassy, and I thought that's so strange that he's coming out with these guys when they're bad guys. So they kind of did away with that, which I think
they're teasing dissension with Nana and Swerve, but in my opinion, that would be a really bad move.
Yeah,
but I do think that it's going to be that. I think that's a Swerve where it's teasing, but he's going to stay with. I think they'll keep them together.
I think that's the best idea. I mean, I don't think you want to break Nana from Swerve.
I saw so many people saying like it's bad to have Strickland get beat up by the heels. And it's the same people who always want the heels to get heat and stuff. And then they get heat and then they're against it. To me, it's like you guys just want to hate the show, honestly. That's how wrestling, and again, basic storytelling is the baby face, the good guy, has to overcome something. So if he was out there just destroying everybody every week, and then he has a match, it's like, yeah, who cares? But if he's getting beat down and then he has to come back from that, that is, that's just basic storytelling, especially right now because Swerve just won the title. Most people, I don't think, are thinking Christian Cage is going to win the title in the first title defense of Swerve. So what do you do to actually give some doubt? You have, all the odds stacked against him.
Yeah, for sure. So that it'll be good seeing that match. I like that Christian.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised anyone's against this because I've been saying for the last year, like, Christian really reinvented himself and deserves like a main event run.
Yeah.
And the guy, I think it's his best run of his career. But you can't fight time, so it's a limited. He's got limited time. He's an older guy, so do it while you can. You can't be like, well, in a few years we'll go with him. Might not be around in a few years, so do it now. You got the momentum behind him. I do get the criticism that if you were going to go that way, he probably shouldn't have lost the match to Copeland. If he was the next guy to get the title match. Not necessarily to me that, but I do think he probably should have had a big win after that than to get to the title match. But either way, I think that's a great first program for Swerve as champion, is Christian Cage. The promos are great. The build will be really good. And the match will be good.
Yeah.
And it's someone that we haven't like seen a million times. And like
Mhm.
Hangman and Swerve they have great matches, but we've seen it 4 or 5 times. So
Yeah. I love watching Christian doing his promos and everything. So I'm looking forward to some good stuff. I would like to see something, with the Nick Wayne and Nick Wayne's mom. And
yeah, I love this whole group. It really works for me. It's funny. One person in our group was like, "Will Christian be better if he got rid of all the people with him and he started acting different?" I'm like, so he should get rid of everything that's got him over? Like,
yeah. I don't think they need to do that for sure. But going back to all the factions, and if they were to break up the Blackpool Combat Club, it would seem like just a little bit too much, like.
yeah, I agree. You can't
And
split
then
up all the groups at once. You got to spread
yeah,
that stuff around.
and then they even before that they had Kenny Omega be announced it from the
Right.
Elite, and so
That is kind of another issue. They've done this before where they you can't do multiples of the same like idea. Like they've had multiple tournaments going on at once. That's too much. Even on this show, they had was it this week where they had the main event was like a no DQ match, but they also opened the show with a no DQ match, and both of them warranted that. But to have them both on the same show, I think you should think about this stuff a little better. Well, if the main event is like the hardcore match, we don't want to have one before it too, because that kind of takes away the importance of the one at the end. It's not like a huge deal, but it is something that I think you need to think about.
Are you talking Willow and Sky Blue?
No, that was on Rampage, but this was
Okay.
I forget who it was. Was it the main event? Brody King and Copeland in a hardcore match.
Yeah.
And then it also opened the show with the hardcore match, wasn't it? Like Orange Cassidy and Trent.
Yeah, it's getting confusing because they keep piling Rampage on with other shows. So
Right.
It's I'm kind of having trouble.
This was just Dynamite this week.
Okay.
But it did go a little long because I actually even I thought, well, is this a 3-hour show? But I thought they did it well because it had a longer overrun than normal. But it was the Young Bucks coming out, and they were like, "This show is going to go as long as we want it to be," or it's not over till we say. I think they're really great as heels, personally.
Yeah. They're really giving a lot of momentum with such a crappy start. I think they're
and I was
they're
really
doing really
against that.
great with it.
And I'll admit, I was going in, and I was like, "This is you don't want the crowd all chant CM Punk for Jungle Boy." But it's been weeks now, and they don't chant CM Punk. He comes off like a bigger star now than he ever has, Jungle Boy.
Yeah, for sure. So that's good for him. I was thinking, man, he's going to just get decimated with CM Punk chants all the time.
Yeah, I did too.
They're doing great, protecting him with that. So, right here, Mikey B. This is a question.
Maccabi, yeah.
I might be behind the times, but did anyone else find it interesting that Michael Cole mentioned the Bullet Club during the Styles Rhodes match at Backlash? It seems surreal to me.
Damn, boy. If you think Vince was watching at home and he started shooting the TV?
Oh,
tried to call him up.
I doubt he's watching, honestly. I don't think he's.
I bet he is, and just pure hatred.
He's just like when he came out and he tore both his quads. He's just sitting in his chair and he's like, ah!
He sees DIY come out and he just his head explodes. Yeah.
Then Pete Dunne comes out and he's like, no, that's Butch, pal. That's Butch, pal. Pal, that's Butch.
So apparently he hired someone, and he's really trying to. Vince is really trying to make his character he wants to redeem himself in the eyes of the public. But it's is that ever going to happen at this point?
I don't know how he's going to dig himself out of this one. I don't think it's possible. I mean, if you have somewhat inkling of intelligence, you can kind of see what's going on here. I mean, so I'm amazed by some of the people that just keep on defending him, though, in a sense, you know, or still act like he's like this respectable dude. I mean, like JR, he was saying there's a big superstar that Vince almost fired before for refusing to do a job. I'm like, who fucking cares what Vince thinks? You know, I mean, like, I'm assuming that was Austin or whatever. Like, whenever he refused to do the job to Brock, I could be wrong on that, but
yeah, I don't know. I think that's when they did get rid of him, though. Honestly,
they took him off TV for a while, and then Vince fined him or whatever, and they didn't talk to each other for a long time. So,
JR, I listened to him on. He did an interview with Meltzer about his new book, which sounded interesting, and then they have an audio version coming out, which I'm happy about. And JR reads the audiobook, which is interesting. But part of that, I found out why maybe you've had an issue with JR is he is the one who takes credit for getting rid of the big blue cage.
That's just, I mean, well, I'm wearing the shirt. One of the greatest big blue cages matches ever.
5 count.
King Kong Bundy, one of my favorite shirts. We met the man in person. He's a wrestling legend. He's passed on to another world, but he'll always be remembered as the main event for WrestleMania 2. Some say they built that cage for King Kong Bundy. And we
built this city on Big Blue Cage.
And we got the senior member of the Kiss My Ass Club for Vince McMahon, and he's still doing it to this day. He works for another company, and he's still kissing Vince McMahon's ass. JR, who decides to take away the big blue cage, King Kong Bundy's legacy, and he's destroying it. I think all the fans out there in the Headyverse, they know where real men do battle, and that is in the big blue cage. And King Kong Bundy, he's a real man. JR, you're just a piece of garbage for taking that away from us.
Damn.
I know I've been so kind to him through the years, but I think that's going to stop on this episode. Now that I have found this out, that he took away the big blue cage. I'm not, the gloves are off, JR. The gloves are off.
I commend the man because the big blue cage was a monstrosity in wrestling.
No.
Made me embarrassed, and then
Jack,
get rid of that shit.
You pay a ticket to go to a show. You want to go in and see a nice spectacle. What more of a spectacle is this big blue cage surrounding the ring? But now you just go in and you're like, hey, look, it's a fence around the ring.
That's what real wrestlers fought in. Not, bullshit.
It was manufactured.
You're not supposed to run away from
it's
a
not
fight.
Something unique that you don't see every day. Big blue cage.
Put real men in the steel cage, a traditional wrestling cage where they fight and not try to run away out of a stupid looking ladder. So I actually have
it's known to destroy people, like Mick Foley's head. He said, Triple H slammed his head in it, and that's the most pain he's ever experienced in a wrestling ring.
Yeah, because it legit hurt people too, so it was bad on all fronts. So
all right, it's not for pussies.
Let me know if you can hear this. I'm not sure how else to share this. Can you hear this when I start to play it? Can you hear that? So this is a new song by my friends, The Weekday. And here we go. It's in the works. It's not a finished version yet.
The weekday.
Gonna pack 'em in, gonna pull 'em out, gonna make 'em all scream and shout. Get in the lane, all aboard the Dodge train. Gonna look like crown and every cheat you love. Well, they turn out since we kiss the slow. Get in the lane, yeah, all aboard the Dodge train. Gonna pack 'em in, gonna pull 'em out, gonna make 'em scream and shout.
Damn, that's a good
The-
song they're working on.
The Dobbs train. Hell
Yeah, the
yeah.
Dobbs train from a young boy out there. Dobbs! Booyah! Pretty
Excellent.
rocking tune.
Yeah.
Gonna pack
So-
'em in, gonna pull 'em out, gonna make 'em all scream and shout.
It's amazing that the weekday had
Mhm.
chose the two key words there, and that's that whole chorus.
Yeah. I mean, I helped with the lyrics, I'll admit. But
Oh, I see.
yeah, I mean, people have said I'm a lyrical genius,
Mhm.
and so I thought I'll use my my powers of rhyme and lyrics, and I don't have time to get the band together all the time and put the music together. So
Yeah.
the weekday's doing that for me.
The weekday.
Yeah, weekday.
I want to speak on this Backlash pay-per-view. I know I wasn't here last week.
All right, let me speak on it. Bowdy, and rowdy.
It was a very bizarre show. We started it out, and the fans, they would count the pin, and they'd be like, 1, 2, Sacra Ma Blue, and then they'd start singing a song, and I'm like, that's kind of neat. That's a different reaction for wrestling fans. Until like the next few matches, and they did it every fucking time they had a pinfall. I'm like, what the fuck are these people doing? They're driving me fucking insane. And then they start singing a song for AJ Styles, like just because he has the phenomenal one, and it's something within the culture where they got to start singing this song. So they kept singing this damn song during the whole match. You're like, oh, phenomenal. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these guys? They're the most bizarre wrestling fans I think I've ever seen in my life.
Damn,
And
you're a hater.
I mean, it was interesting, but it really got annoying after a while.
See,
What the
you're one of
hell?
I thought they actually made the show because they were so into it.
Did you watch it?
I watched a couple matches.
You didn't watch it. Did you watch
Yes,
it?
I did. I watched
got-
2 matches, and I thought 100%.
I watched the whole show, and by the
100%
end of the
that-
show,
that-
I'm like,
that they were they added to the show. I like to see fans enjoying it. You do have a hatred of people like cheering and stuff, though.
it was so strange, though. It was like, why are they singing? Like, what bizarre land are they in right now? It's nice that they're local. It was strange. I found it very strange. But they did it every time there was
fromage.
every time there was a near fall. They did that, and then they would start singing some song that was like almost like the Fight Forever thing, but it was like it wasn't that. It was something else in French. And they're like,
You'd rather
"Bah,
just
Peito
sit there on
di
their
Dubai."
hands and not do nothing.
It was odd. I didn't understand it.
What in the hell's going on here, Martha?
I was very confused with
What
this
kind
show.
of language is they speaking of?
At least like the Saudi Arabian people, they at least try to like mimic what
Yeah, but
we do
they're
in
probably
America.
doing that at like gunpoint.
The prince is like, this is awesome.
This
Chanted.
is awesome. I honestly do think they added to the show though. Without
Yeah.
that, like, I didn't even want to watch it because I thought the card was like, eh. But then I heard everyone going over it, like saying it was so great. So I watched some of it. And I was like, well, the crowd is fun.
But every pinfall, and then they would start singing a song after that, and it was like, okay,
Why do you hate Joey so much?
like it was just bizarre though. Like the main event, like I was wanting to hate Cody, but I was just so like perplexed by what the crowd was doing. I was just like,
So you're like a
I don't know
reverse
what to think of
Grinch.
this.
So instead of like the Grinch's heart grows, you're like instead of my heart's grown with these French fans, like you're just confused and want to fight the love.
No, it was weird. I don't didn't am I the only one who thought it was weird? People in the chat?
Completely added to the show.
But you didn't watch the whole thing. Like every like near fall, they start doing it. And
I
they're
want
like,
the crowd to be into the show. That adds way more fun to me.
but in a way they weren't, because like when they started like singing for AJ, it was just because there's phenomenal. Like they were just singing a song that because his catch thing is phenomenal. And they were just like, oh, phenomenal. I was like, what the hell are they doing? It was like they're not cheering for AJ Styles. They're just singing a song because of phenomenal.
Did you shoot the TV? I thought honestly, people saying it was the best crowd ever. Like in the I'm not even saying this to be a dick or something. I've seen a lot of people saying it was the best crowd ever in wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they were bad, but I just found it strange. Really strange. Strange.
I don't know what's going on here on the wrestling. They're all talking funny and they're singing and they're all happy.
Baby
Why is
Steak
they happy?
Master 420. He says, I saw a video explaining the French crowd reaction. They only explained the one thing.
Why do you have to watch videos explaining They enjoyed the show. That's all you need to know.
They explained the one thing about AJ Styles. Everything else, I was like, huh? What are they doing? So
They
that was
need
my
to
feelings.
pack them in, pull them out, make them all scream and shout. Get in the lane.
Wouldn't you be pissed off though if you're AJ
Train.
Styles, you're up there and you're giving
And they're cheering for me? Yeah, I'd be so pissed.
They weren't cheering for him. They were just singing a song about being phenomenal or something.
I loved
it. Had
it.
nothing to do with AJ Styles.
Better than a crowd just sitting there like bumps on the log.
Mm-hmm. Even that fake son of a bitch, Cody Rhodes, he just stopped and he was like looking at him like, what the fuck do they want me to do here?
Like they want me to complete my story.
He was like, they should be like just talking about completing my story. And he was confused, I think. He's like, I don't know how to fake my way out of this. So I was thoroughly confused. That's all I have to say about that. But
you're a confused man.
It was the strangest wrestling show I think I've ever seen, though. Like I can go here, understand the oohs and ahs, but just singing a whole song, and it wasn't like they just sang a little while. They sang like a couple of bars from that one, and they just kept going, belting it out. And it was just like, what's with these people? These are the strangest motherfuckers I think I've ever seen. So strange. So strange.
This is my coffee mug, coffee thermos.
I see the stuff.
You probably won't know that one. Dead Vision. It's a friend of mine movie company. Without Your Head. This is actually from The Thing. Got Maniac. This is from a pancake festival I went to. That's from End Zone 2. That's Frankenstein. It's Monster. Baby Snake Ass Master said he felt like he was from another planet. Does he mean that because of the show or just in general, though?
I don't know.
I think he might just mean that in general.
Yeah. I didn't see a Collision and Rampage from last week, so
I didn't either.
okay.
But I heard they were good. Well, I heard a Collision actually. I heard was unusually good. I actually saw that on the lines.
Unusually good.
Yeah, which I always think it's good anyway. But
it
did.
Kind of bummed I didn't check it out.
It I'll be honest, it has made it harder to watch all the shows with 5 hours of new programming every week for AEW.
Yeah.
Dynamite. When it was just Dynamite, I watched all the time. When it was Dynamite and Rampage, I watched almost all the Rampages. Then when they added Collision, I started off watching. I actually kind of stopped watching Rampage. And every time I'd see it, it was always good. It wasn't like it wasn't good. And then just after, it's just too much to watch for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I always like it. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I think, I don't like it anymore. It's just so much to watch. It's too bad because
it can overwhelm you.
Yeah, and then if you get behind a little bit, sometimes it's hard to get. But because sometimes it's like I don't want to watch them unless I've watched all of it,
Mm-hmm.
But then after a while, it's like, oh well, I'm not going to go back and watch 3 weeks of something. So you just start watching.
Just jump to the present.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Bruce, Baby Snake Ass Master 420. He says in real life. He's giving us some clarification.
I see. Maybe Baby Snake Ass Master is actually Rachel. What if Baby Snake Ass Master was like a not Heady Bot himself, but what if he was like a Heady Bot, not the Heady Bot, but he's like an AI? Maybe he's like a previous version of Heady Bot.
Yeah, we're going to have to get this out of your system or something. We're going to have to abduct you and take you out camping or something. You're too caught up in the AI. He's phenomenal. AJ Styles phenomenal.
Gonna pack it in, gonna pull it out, gonna make it you scream and shout.
No.
On aboard the Dobbs train. It's a good tune, ain't you?
No.
He's the Heady Bot 1000. Baby Snake Ass Master.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the Raws or the SmackDowns?
I watched SmackDown from last week. I may watch Raw later on, but I did not watch Raw this week.
What happened on the SmackDown? Did you lay up the Smacketh down?
I know a lot of matches, qualifying matches for not qualifying, King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring. A lot of doing that tournament. It'd be nice if they just did the tournaments like on the pay-per-view and not like all over the shows.
I agree. I always liked King of the Ring when it was one night. I always think it's more prestigious, and I don't think you could do 2 tournaments at one night. That's too much. But you can make King of the Ring one show and Queen of the Ring another show.
Yeah,
you have multiple whatever, like PLEs, whatever paper. I always refer them to as pay-per-views, since you have the network or whatever. So why not?
Yeah,
I think take 8 men, have one night tournament. It's more prestigious. It's like this, the person had to win 3 matches to win this.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I used to like the UFCs when they were that way, and I always like King of the Ring that way. I just think there's something more to that. Like, you had to go through all this in one night to get it.
Yeah, I'm interested in the Solo Sikoa, like kind of like taking the reins over for the bloodline, and kind of like it's like he's kind of like not
Really?
listening to Paul.
I
He's
find
like,
it completely uninteresting.
well, the storyline that they're building with him now is that he's like not listening to Paul, and he's kind of like just doing things like he's like a loose cannon, and he's got new members and stuff, and Paul seems kind of confused of what he should be doing and
Yeah,
everything.
I think he's like the worst member of the whole group, though. I don't think
He
he's
likes.
good in anything really. He's like all right as a wrestler, I guess, but like he's got no charisma. Can't
I
talk.
think he's showing more. I
Looks
mean, I
kind
think
of shitty. He's like the worst looking guy in the
nah.
group.
I think you just need to open your heart and give
I've seen a lot of them,
Solo
and I
Sikoa
just see nothing in the dude.
a chance.
Like they're trying to make him Umaga, but he's just kind of like he's not that big. He's in worse
No,
shape
Umaga
than
never even
all the
talked.
other.
He's talking.
Oh, Umaga's was way better though. But
But
Umaga's much better wrestler and way more.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying they're not trying to make him just Umaga. He uses his finisher, but I don't.
Yeah,
think
but he's
it's
supposed
gonna
to be
be
the
an
big
Umaga.
badass of the group, and like he's like shorter than Reigns and in worse shape and stuff. So I don't really understand it.
Hmm.
I'm not a fan.
Mm-hmm. I think you had Randy Orton taking on one of the new guys, Tama Tonga or something. I believe. I think that was who it was. I'm curious as to how they are going to bring Jacob Fatu in, and Jacob Fatu
Yeah,
is
this
popular
goes
enough
to what
be
I.
a surprise.
This is what the other week when I was talking. So people will say like, no, no one knows whoever it is, Will Ospreay, all these people that come to AEW. No one knows them. No one cares. The casual fans will never care about them. Blah, blah. But then they bring in Tamato or whatever to WWE, and the same people like, oh my god, like I can't believe Tamato. So it's clear that those people are being dishonest because there's no way you would know who that is and think it's a big deal, but don't even have any idea who Will Ospreay is.
Yeah,
When they
because they
wrestle
came from the same place,
right? And one guy's a bigger star.
Mhm.
So that's a silly. So Jacob Fatu, if he comes in, I think that's a great pickup. He's a very talented guy. I think he's a better guy to lead the without Reigns there. I think he's got more personality.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all. I don't think the crowd. There'll be people who know him, but I don't think everyone will know him. But the thing is, if you have an amount of the audience who knows him and they cheer and they act like that's a big deal, the people who don't know he's a big deal will think he is. And so that's how that kind of thing works.
Well, I do think that the Solo they had a thing where he brought Paul in for a hug, and he kind of was like giving the other guys a look like he may turn on Paul eventually. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always been good story line with the whole group. I just don't really see a lot in that guy. Are they going to run through NXT? I don't think so, because what I understand, he's been under contract since the beginning of the year, and they've not had him do anything yet. So I think they're saving him just for the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is too, like, people are always like, WWE doesn't need any of these, doesn't need Will Ospreay or anybody. And it's like, well, they always need someone. You have to, you can't just be like, we have enough guys and we'll never hire anyone again. You have to continually hire new people, or else because people get hurt, they get old. And and you have to get these people somewhere. So maybe the audience who don't know these guys, who don't know Will Ospreay, don't know Jacob Fatu. Of course, if they've never seen them, they don't know them. How else would they know them? Then when they do see them, then they know them. The people who didn't follow Ring of Honor, they didn't know who Seth Rollins was. Yeah. Before we saw Roman Reigns, we didn't know who Roman Reigns was. We don't know anyone until you know them. I mean, it's kind of just a stupid thing, honestly, to even say. So otherwise, you'd only sign like former, I don't know, football players or guys that are like have internet follow. Who's the guy's Intercontinental champ?
Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan Paul. Because you can't be like, we're gonna sign guys from WCW. We're gonna bring in Ric Flair and Sid Vicious. It's like they're they're in their 60s. So if you're gonna hire someone, they're gonna be people that are known to the audience that watches the Indies or AEW or New Japan, and then the people who don't will not know who they are. So I just find it a really stupid thing to even. I'm not saying Coast. I'm saying the people who act like WWE shouldn't hire, or any company shouldn't hire these people that their big audience doesn't know yet. Well, who would they hire then?
Yeah.
Of course, you don't know these people until you know them.
I mean, I never knew who Roman Reigns was until he showed up on WWE.
Yeah, now he's
television.
the biggest star last several years.
Yeah, so
it's kind of dumb. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Jackie Jones, you brought up Ric Flair. That makes me think. Did you talk about it last week? Ric Flair getting kicked out of the bar, or a pizza place, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but
yeah, it is pretty embarrassing. The thing that makes me laugh though is that this was the man who was like leading a financial company, and he's like telling the waitress, he's like, "Give yourself $1,000 tip just because I don't like this fucking guy." It's like, how many times does he not like somebody, and he's like, "Give yourself $1,000 tip just to, I don't like this
stick
guy."
it to this other guy.
Yeah, just to stick it to him.
That's sound advice, though.
Yeah. And then that one guy that's sitting at the bar, he like wants to fight Ric Flair all of a sudden. He just comes out of nowhere and he's like, "Hey, I'll take you outside." And he's like, "What'd you say to me? What'd you say to me?" It was pretty bad.
He was mad they didn't serve your shroom piss water. Coast is saying.
Oh, the Woo Energy, is that what he's?
Yeah, the Woo Energy. Yeah, it's made out of mushrooms. I did see that. Is it C4? They make a WWE energy drink. They actually sell it on at my local convenience store.
Woo Energy, you cannot seem to find. You gotta order it.
Yeah,
that's not a very good like. Who orders drinks like?
No one. I'll buy, if that's the kind of thing. If I see it at the store, I would buy it.
Yeah, just to try it out.
Yeah, I don't try not to drink a ton of energy drinks, but whenever I see some whacked out flavor, I buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if I saw that online, would I send for a case of like some Swedish fish flavored energy drink? No. But if I go into a convenience store and I see one, for $3, I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna try this. It's an impulse buy.
Yeah. Mike B here in the chat room. He says Shane Douglas probably laughs his ass off every time Flair does something embarrassing. Franchised his ass.
Do we have anyone who does a good fake laugh anymore? Like a Shane Douglas or Ted DiBiase or Jeff Jarrett? Those are kind of ones I really think of. Great, like fake laughs. Ted DiBiase was probably the best fake laugh, I think. Someone needs to do that. Somebody out there, you need a good fake laugh. That'll get you over. To me. One online said if you drink Woo Energy and had the vaccine, you'll become a zombie in 5 years. Damn, was that Tazo? Now look, Tazo broke his neck, and we wish the man well. And I don't want to say anything disparaging, but I made a joke with him, and he actually got very offended. Was telling other people, but all the crazy stuff you say, you can't get offended by it. Anyway, but we wish him well. We wish Tazo well.
I'm not aware of what
He
transpired
fell off
between
his
you two.
balcony,
No, I know that, but
broke a vertebrae.
I meant like between your all's joke or whatever. But
Oh, I mean, he's always posting
gets
crazy
offended.
stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, I wish him well. I hope he gets better very soon. And yeah, it's great that he's still here, though. I mean, falling off a balcony. I don't know how high up he was, but my goodness, I mean,
Yeah. Gotta be
that's
careful there, Tazo.
yeah,
You're not a spring chicken. You can't be, Spider-Man diving into your neighbor's apartment below you anymore.
yeah. That's not good.
The CIA sawed his balcony foundation. No, I'd asked if they inserted a microchip into his vertebrae, and he got very upset.
Oh, is that what it was?
But I was trying to cheer him up with some light-hearted humor. It did not work. But he's already back to calling everyone yelling about Zionism and all his normal stuff. But we hope he's all right.
Yeah. Get well soon, Tazo.
Mm-hmm. Tazo the Greek. I like Greek food. I could go for a euro
right now.
Mm-hmm. The only defense I have for Flair is if he had to take a number 2, which means a shit. And there's only one stall in the restroom, and the manager was in the stall on his phone. Damn.
What was he upset about?
He said that the cook took a little while to make his pizza or something because he was in the bathroom, I think.
I
don't know. Annabelle she yelled at me if I talk on my phone in the bathroom. I don't see what the problem is.
Why would you tell her that you were on your phone in the bathroom? Or
she just said she thinks it's rude to talk on your phone if you're in the bathroom.
Did she hear the guy from the next stall going, "Oh"?
No, she said like it's rude to the other people. Like if you're talking on your phone in the bathroom. Like I don't give a fuck. I don't know. I think it's fine.
Full steam ahead. I don't care what you have to say. I'm going to stay on my phone.
Exactly. At that point, Ric Flair better tap into his inner Vince. Listen, pal, I don't think you want anyone going into their inner Vince.
No.
I have the utmost respect for Mr. McMahon. But John Laurinaitis, he guilty as hell.
He probably made Mr. McMahon do it.
Boy, how can you take anything that guy takes seriously? 1 minute he's like, I was the victim. Vince McMahon made me do this. And now he's like attacking the woman and is on Vince's side. How could you possibly be like, oh yeah, I'm going to take this guy's word?
I don't think you can. Yeah. I mean, I was interested to hear the response that Vince is giving, and I guess he's saying now that like he deleted the text messages and like they're not there anymore. But doesn't that stuff still exist?
Yeah, that's why I understand that stuff's like on your phone forever, in some way.
Like you can delete it, but you can recover it somehow.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm surprised they're taking that sort of a defense.
Yeah. Coast. I mean, there's really no defense to have, honestly. Coast says he needs total quiet and nudity when he does number 2. Do you ever do that, Incher, when you're in the public restroom, just strip down totally nude?
No. I don't get naked in public unless it's for big dollars.
Whoa! At HeadyCon, Incher's giving me his birthday suit. How much would it take at HeadyCon for the Headyverse to donate for you to get completely butt-ass naked? $20?
I'm not answering this question. I'm just going to act like you didn't even say anything. So, Jackie Jones. I don't know how to lead my way out of this one.
Booyaka!
619. What were we talking about?
The wrestling tonight.
I had a thought about something, but it's kind of left me. John Reddy's in the
Pack
chat
it
room. What's
in,
up,
gonna
Reddy?
Pull it out. John Reddy! Did Golgo, did you hear the Dobbs Train tune? It's pretty rocking. Gonna get to work on some more tunes here. I'm gonna write some more lyrics for all my. I have a lot of music friends who put these tracks together for us.
John Reddy wants to know how much to keep everyone's clothes on.
Damn! You don't have to take your clothes off to have a good time. No, no, we can dance and party all night and drink some cherry wine. Woo-hoo! Coast is asking Baby Snake Ass Master. Can you do a horse dance over the toilet? That's weird.
I don't know what that's all about. Huh.
I saw someone just pissing in public actually Sunday when I was in Boston. It was broad daylight. It was like, I don't think it was even, well, I went to see a movie 11:30, so it must have been about 11 a.m. I was walking down Tremont Street, and a dude in front of me stopped, turned to the door, whatever place it wasn't open, and he just dropped trow and just started pissing right on the door at 11 a.m. broad daylight. I was like, what? And I kind of did a double take. I was like, what is he doing? And I was like, yep, he's pissing on it.
Maybe he's not a fan of that business. Maybe that was premeditated.
I don't know. It was weird. Yeah, you see, I see a lot of stuff in Boston I used to not see, but I do see a lot of no urination signs now in Boston. But now I know why, I guess. I used to think, does that even need to be there? But I guess Golgo wants to hear Sodomize, but I would need the lyrics again, and I will get I'd have to do a remix so we don't get a strike against this.
Yeah, the weekday might have to help you out with that one.
Yeah. The weekday doing Sodomize is pretty good though. I also would like full names of the old Headyverse members bitching about In Your Head being too woke. As Lanny Poffo said on In Your Head back in 2005, name some names. I don't know if I can access. I think his name was John. I know that sounds like I'm making it up. I think the one guy's name was John.
Really?
But I don't think I can access iTunes on here, but I will look into it. I'm not on my regular computer. I do the show off my laptop.
I don't know. I mean, I think you know, nobody's being forced to listen, and so whatever. Sorry, I think it would help us a lot more if we just like started being negative on AEW. more or less. If we just came on here and just made up, you know, why we hate the company instead of being like honest and saying that
is
we
that
enjoy
just what
it.
people want though?
Yeah, just fake opinions. It's like, here you go. Here's some fake opinions, and like not knowing anybody's names whenever you're like trying to talk about professional wrestling, and you're calling them like stuff that's not even their name. And you're like, you know.
Just one thing I never get when Cornette will call all the Asian women like tiny, and I get some of them obviously, but he always says that about Asuka, and I'm like, she's not tiny. I don't understand why he acts like she's like this minuscule like child.
Yeah.
Does he just think all Asians are children or something?
I guess so.
Coffee's good. Greg Goulash. Oh yeah, Intra's boy was let go.
Now that's a strange story. Like he was like he seems like a very bizarre individual. If what they're saying is true.
Yeah, and there's all these stories, not even just like the incident with Ronda. Apparently, he
Yeah.
like bullied other wrestlers and like seems like a real asshole. Plus, he was like I mean, let's be honest, he was a complete nobody. So like,
Mhm.
so I don't. So people act like, oh, I can't believe they fired the great Trevor Gulak, and it's like, well, what the fuck's this guy ever done? So if you are maybe if you did grab a woman's drawstring and you're a bully to all these people and you've never had like like even a drop of success in the company, like what do you expect to happen?
Yeah,
Why
you
was
don't need
he?
to
I
keep
mean,
that guy
I don't
around.
like to see anyone lose their job, but it's like, I mean, would you have been if he had nothing, if no one ever said a bad word about the guy ever? Let's just say everyone said, "Oh, he's a really good guy," and stuff. Would you have been shocked if when they're letting people go, he used a name on there? Like, how, I wouldn't be. It's like, oh yeah, he's never really done anything. He's a pretty low level guy.
Yeah. And like the thing that really was strange, like they said he would like target people's injuries and like try to hurt them again.
He sounds like a complete asshole.
Yeah, it's like, why would you want to do that?
He should have
Like,
been fired before. If that was going on, he should have just been fired then. Like
yeah,
that's like the antithesis of what you're supposed to do in wrestling. You don't want to hurt your opponents. You hurt the people you're working with.
yeah, it's just like that's really strange. I know, like Mick Foley claimed that Corporate Kirshner, he was like kind of a masochist
Yeah, yeah.
in his book. And is it something
It
like
was in Mick
that?
Foley's book. But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. It just seemed like he's an asshole. And then like people who don't like Ronda want to say like that story's not true. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I don't really want to say something,
I
someone
don't know
just
why she would make it up. Like
yeah,
why?
especially about him of all people, like just this
Like why?
guy.
Yeah, it is very strange. But it's like, what does she have to gain by saying Drew Gulak came
Yeah,
up?
and you think if what he's like honestly, he's like a nobody on the show.
And before that, I kind of felt bad for him before all these like reports came out about him like
Yeah, yeah.
trying to hurt people and all that. I kind of thought like maybe it was a mistake. Like he just like
Yeah, who
grazed
knows? I don't
by.
know.
Like I took like one time when I was in school, and this was a total mistake. A girl walked by, and I had my pen in my hand, and I was like kind of like adjusting myself
Why
in
would
my
you
seat.
do that? Right, yeah.
And like I had my pen out like this, and I kind of grabbed the edge of the table, because it was in school, and I was kind of like leaning up. And I totally like it made a mark on the girl's ass, like while she went by. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that's.
Well,
I
there's
was like,
something.
and she didn't say anything ever, and I thought,
Yeah.
well, I felt bad about it, but it's like
There's something.
that was weird. I was like, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't mean to
Yeah,
do that at
I get
all.
you.
But I could
Yeah.
see how she would think, like,
Sure,
what is
sure.
this guy? Some weirdo pervert?
Yeah.
But it was just one of those strange things that happened. I didn't
Yeah, I
mean
just
to
don't
do it.
like to be like, oh, she's just lying. I mean, even if he did accidentally do it, I don't want to be like, oh, she shouldn't care if someone grabs her draw. I mean, it is a weird thing.
Yeah.
I also don't want to say he just did it if he didn't do it or whatever. But all the other stuff about being a bully and stuff, and from what I've heard multiple people say it's true. I'm just like, well, why didn't they just get rid of him back then?
Yeah. They even had like some reports about like he would bully the people afterwards not to say anything.
Yeah,
What
just
kind
strange
of like
stuff.
weird thing was that?
Yeah, and it's like a complete nobody too. Like no one should do that, but it's like if you're like Scott Steiner or Brock, like if you're a big star, I'm not saying you should do that. That's shitty, but you would think, well, the company we can't just get rid of whoever because they're making a lot of money for Shawn Michaels back in the day. Has admitted he wasn't a nice guy, but like Trevor Gulak, you'd be just like, yeah, fuck this. Let's get rid of this. They're like, we can't lose this guy. We can't lose Gregory Goulash.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this total bitch of the week. And by the way, even I've mentioned this before, but even before YouTube, I stopped using total friend of the week because I always thought everyone knew it wasn't like a homophobic deal. Like, but then I mentioned this on the show lots of times. People then I had people message me like being like, yeah, I agree, you know, fuck the gay, and I'm like, whoa, I don't I don't hate gay people or anything like that. I live by P-Town, which is like the biggest like gay lesbian community on the East Coast. But anyway,
Yeah.
I do think you should be allowed to joke about anything. I think intent is a big part of that. Now, I don't think someone should just come out and be like, you fucking, being hateful to whoever. But I think joking about anything to me is totally fine.
Yeah.
But I realize there are certain things you can't say on YouTube as well. But I do like this total bitch of the week. I like that. What's Ronda doing now in wrestling? I mean, she's not in a company.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe she will show up in AEW permanently. You never know.
Yeah.
I don't
she
know.
Actually,
she will, but...
in an interview, she said that she would do indies just because she,
Mm.
Look, if she has money and she doesn't want to deal with stuff, good for that's to her prerogative. Good for her. I mean,
I know, like she had some interviews where she was complaining about like the travel, like she would have to ride, and she wouldn't get like the first class and all that, and she was mad because other superstars that were getting it and she wasn't. And she was saying that she had a kid she was carrying around and everything, and trying to be a mom, and like Brock Lesnar and people like that are riding around in a private jet. So, but
maybe he has a huge cock like Virgil.
What's this in reference to?
I think Trevor Gulak.
Oh,
maybe he was a Vince guy. That seems like Vince would like a guy who just like hurts people or something.
Probably, yeah.
There's got to be some reason the guy was there so long, because he was never anything whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just strange that we've never heard like anything about him until like, there was that one story that came out at one time, but other than that, it's like I kind of dismissed it and thought, okay. Wouldn't you be good though if you kind of flew under the radar and then you got past?
Oh
that
yeah, like they forgot. They just forgot you worked there.
Yeah, and like be on your best behavior.
Yeah, right. Especially when you have no shot of ever being like anything. If it's different, like I don't know, Dolph Ziggler, like he could have been a big star. So it's like, well, I want to be better than I am. But if you're just like some, bum and you've got no shot of ever being a big star, like So something I get a kick out of recently, and I've said stuff about the man lately, but I mean, I read The Observer in the 90s. I not grew up, but in the 2000s, I'd listened to him all the time. And that's Davey Boy Meltzer. And so I do think he's kind of hurt his credibility over the last couple of years. But something I get a kick over is him talking about some of the other members of the wrestling journalist community. And so was Triple H was at like the press conference thing, and somebody had asked about Trevor Gulak and like about being let go, and he cited his sources, Pro Wrestling Insider, and I forget the other guy's name, Ross Sapp.
Oh, Sean Ross Sapp.
And whatever his thing is, and Triple H was basically just ridiculed him for using those as anything that you would get news from.
Mhm.
And then so immediately all those guys were like really kissing WWE's ass on social media, like he didn't mean it, he didn't mean us, blah, blah. And then now I met Mike Johnson, he was nice to me, but I saw Mike post this it looked like a sticky note that WWE sent him. So it was like a piece of paper it was like this long, about this big. It was like a sticky note. And it had WWE at the top. And it was written, it was printed out like, Mike, you're a pro, we love you. And then all in the same handwriting, it was Nick Conagus, Paul Levesque, and a few other people, all in the same exact handwriting, all printed out in the same handwriting. And he was posting it like, oh, isn't this fantastic, whatever. And I was thinking, like, that's clearly all written by the same person.
Yeah.
It's probably just some, probably none of them
A secretary.
Yeah, like write out something to set it to that goof, and he's acting like, oh, see, they love me, whatever. And then Meltzer was talking about it, and it did make me laugh because they're kind of feuding with each other now. And Dave was like, these guys, they want to be friends with with everyone in WWE, which is a lot what people say about Dave and AEW guys. And so I get a kick out of this, these guys going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. You just like to watch it burn, don't you?
Yeah, it makes me feel kind of a bunch of nerds. But no, they're all right, I guess.
Well,
I mean, I mean, like I said, I've read Dave for years.
Well, I would say this. Dave, he made a comment about like WWE never was as nice as when WCW was like kicking their ass, and like they were so open and talking to him then. And he's like, but when they came back, they had nothing to do with him, and it's like, I guess they just wanted like positive stuff to be said about him while the everything was down for him. But I think they're like so in the favor of that Ariel Helwani, like they love that dude. So if your name's not Ariel Helwani, you're probably going to be considered a non-credible source. So, and that guy just totally kisses their ass. He's just like, he's so in love with them. But
and then I forget the guy's name, but it's not Alvarez. It's the other guy that Dave does the show with, which I actually think he's a better co-host. But and he brought up something I thought was interesting, because he's talking about, a lot of these sites aren't like journalist sites anymore. It's content creators. So if you're wanting to just put content out there, you actually want to be quote unquote friends with WWE, because then you're going to get into the press conferences, and they're going to give you interviews. So it's in your benefit to stay on their good side and not like, ask questions that that they don't want asked. But at the same time, that's like not like
being a good journalist.
You're right. I find it interesting. I saw Dave Scherer, though. I've never been a fan of Dave. I like Mike Johnson. I think he's a good guy, and I like Mike. I find him an honest guy and stuff. Dave Scherer, on the other hand, I've always just thought he always rubs me the wrong way, and he really has a big ego. And so he was like posting all this like really negative stuff about Dave on Twitter, and some of it was just stupid, I thought, because he was quoting Dave saying that for the most part, the crowds are more into the matches at AEW than WWE. And I was like thinking, well, first of all, if you don't agree, that's his opinion. Plus, I think that's an accurate statement. I've been to live shows of both companies. I remember when I was in Chicago, and I was there for SmackDown and AEW pay-per-view and WWE pay-per-view and Dynamite. So I was there for a bunch of stuff. And they were way more into the AEW show. It wasn't even close. The WWE stuff, like they'd be into the entrances, and then they'd just sit there and couldn't care less about the match. And I think that's changed a little bit now since under Triple H, the matches, are more important than they used to be. But I don't think you could, even if you disagree, I don't think you could claim that's just like a ridiculous statement that AEW fans are more into the matches than WWE.
Yeah.
But I think it's an accurate statement. And of all the things to attack Dave for, I think that's a really Dave Meltzer. I think that's a really silly thing.
What was he saying that Dave? I don't understand. Dave Scherer
was saying Dave Meltzer was like a goof and an AEW, apologist, whatever, because Dave Meltzer said that overall the fans of AEW are more into the matches than WWE fans are.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, like, I personally think that's pretty clear. That doesn't even mean that there's more fans or anything like that. It just says that the fans are more into the matches. And I think that's just pretty obvious anyway. And even if not, if you disagree, I think that's a dumb thing to attack Meltzer about.
Yeah.
But either way, I enjoy watching these guys feud with each other. Kind of brings me back to my troll roots. I try to fight that sometimes, Andrew.
You try to resist it.
Yeah.
I don't think
maybe one day I'll just go back full on jacking off and whoa, that sounds weird. But you know what I'm saying. I know Golgo would be a happy man.
Well, I mean, it's like impossible to be like totally like, because the companies won't have anything to do with you. I mean, they don't have anything to do with us. I mean,
I'll be honest, I've never tried to get AEW guests on. So,
well, we know like WWE wouldn't ever like do anything with us.
No.
I mean, Shawn Michaels.
I've never tried either, so I don't know. I mean, maybe they would, but I doubt they would.
Yeah. Well, we did have Shawn Michaels while he was employed by
yeah,
WWE.
We've had a few people that were employed. We had like people who wrote books and stuff for. I don't know. Maybe it would be. I don't know. I've just never tried. The only company I know didn't specifically want was TNA, and that was all over.
Yeah, the Ross
Foreman, who's still there. Because the last time I tried, this was years ago. I was like, well, maybe he's not there now, but as far as I know, he's still with them. And I was like, good Lord.
Why did he not like us? I don't even remember why he didn't like us.
God, it's so long ago now. And it seems weird because we've gone over it so many times, but it was saying like we had illegal interviews because I would ask.
We brought Jim Mitchell on.
Yeah, Jim Mitchell and who was the black-haired woman?
Tracy Brooks.
Tracy Brooks. She even brought it up on the show. Remember?
She told us like before the interview to always make sure to clear it through Ross Foreman.
And then
wasn't it Masho that like tried to put the kibosh on?
Oh yeah. If looking back, I mean that's around the era TNA stopped having their guests on pretty much all the shows. Because they used to be on wrestling, with Trey and
Wrestling
Trey and JSK, and they stopped doing their show. They stopped doing In Your Head. But I remember Ross would send me this list of all these like you couldn't cuss, you couldn't swear, you couldn't say adult stuff. You had to have segments, which I didn't even understand why he cared if we had like segments on the show. Like, well, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like you had to have like, you had to have like your show formatted into segments. At least I understand this. The swearing and stuff is kind of silly to me, but at least like I get that. But I don't understand why you care what the format of someone else's show is.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we didn't bow down to TNA because that would have been wrong.
I always think maybe I should try. I know we're almost halfway through the year, so we should try to get a few guests on anyway for our 20th year. I know we can get George South, a good man, good friend.
Yeah.
And Big Mama wants on, and I really just don't reach out to anybody, so we'll try to get that. No, I didn't understand this. I didn't know this, Coast. Trey went through a dark period for a minute. He burned the Wrestling News Live logo live on Stickam. I don't know what Stickam is either.
Huh. That was recently?
Yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I see him lately because he's replied to some stuff. He looks like he's doing good now. So I don't know. Maybe it was a few years ago.
Yeah. Huh.
I used to talk to Joey Styles when he won before he went to WWE.
And once he went to WWE, it was no
Yes,
more
it was.
conversation.
Yeah. Then even I remember in the emails he even acted like he didn't know who I was after he went to WWE.
Well, at least he wasn't like the dude who had like the Wrestling Observers falling out of his bag whenever like he was walking through the WWE hallways.
That was during that same period though. It was right after that came out, and the guy had on like his laptop, and then it was Joey Styles started acting like he didn't know who I was, and I thought they were connected. Like he's like, I got to protect my job here.
Yeah, I guess
I'm
you
not
can't
saying we're
blame
best buddies, but we did email quite a bit in the early days of In Your Head.
him. That's somebody you don't hear much from anymore. Is Joey Styles?
No, yeah, I don't know if he's out there. Well, yeah, I mean, he's out. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, I got actually. I talked to Chubby Dudley not too long ago. He was going to come on. I actually need to set that up.
Oh, awesome!
One of the lesser known Dudley boys, but he's a cool guy. He does his own podcast. I met him in New England. He's a really nice guy. So that'd be fun. But anyway, I just don't reach out anymore like I used to. I don't know why, but we'll start. All right, Incher. Don't expect.
Yes,
I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Do you want to take some calls?
certainly. Some streaming in.
Yeah.
You want to stream all over us, just like that guy did at the door whenever you're walking down the street in Boston.
I'm gonna shoot ropes all over Incher.
No, you're not.
What? Forget silly string. We need silly ropes. All right.
You're
gonna take
man,
the
Jack.
calls talking about wrestling tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, boys. Zoom on in. And don't forget to hit the like button. You gotta hit the like button. Subscribe, share this out, and help support In Your Head. You can Venmo up here. You can super chat, or you can join the Headyverse. Booyah! Join the Headyverse. Help support the show, and we will appreciate it. It costs a lot of money to run the show, and we enjoy doing it, but it would be nice for some assistance here. So,
Excellent.
All right. Coast liked the show. He's a good man. Thanks to our producers, El Santos World, Josh Richards, Brian Matthew Klatar, and Coast LPA.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
They're good folks. You like those guys?
I love them. I love them like my brothers. Love them to death.
Damn.
I love them so much.
That's a weird saying, isn't it? Like you're going to love someone till they die. I
Kinda
guess
like,
you would love them till you die. Not like,
like
I love them.
Like Mortimer on the Bugs Bunny. Like whenever he would pick him up, he'd be like, I'm going to love you and stroke you and hug you. And
Exactly.
yeah. Like you just can't stop loving them.
Exactly. All right. So also a big shout out to the Hall of Famer, Steven Simmons. He's coming up on 1 year as a member.
Excellent.
Itchy Bro Sever, who's also coming up on 1 year. He clearly has changed his name because I do not remember the Itchy Bro Sever. Vic Giavone is also coming up on a year.
Thank you, Vic.
Frog Tony, 10 months member here. Hall of Famer Tech Dingoes, 9 months. And Hall of Famer, a new one, just joined, Ricky Ferguson.
Yeah.
And also a big shout out to all the Headyverse members. But I do notice that I put that you have to become a Hall of Famer to get a weekly shout out. So all you Headyverse members, we appreciate it. And let's give them a shout out too. Enter Baby Snake Ass Master, Chad Whitehead, Craig Jolly, and Steven Bootler. Thank you guys. The show exists because of you.
Good men. Lexar.
Toast is going to click the link after he gets out of the bathroom, after he puts on some clothes, because we found out when he's in the bathroom, he's totally naked.
Totally naked.
Lexar, do you get totally naked when you go to the bathroom? Take off the shirt, the pants, the underwear, the socks, the shoes.
Well, before I shower, I do take off all my
Well, no
clothes.
shit. I hope so.
Okay.
Like I get in the shower with like fully clothed.
No. In my room. And then I walk through my room, outside my room, to the kitchen, and into the bathroom and take a shower.
Does your mom ever see you just walking completely naked in the kitchen?
Yeah, she just ignores me.
Damn.
Or I tell her just close your eyes, and she does that.
Does she walk around naked too?
Only a
That
few
means yeah.
times, but it's because like she forgets something. She forgot her bra.
Mhm.
She
You
forgot
guys are
her
just walking around naked all over the
underwear.
house.
Do you ever
Yeah, she
stop?
do.
Do you ever stop Lexar and try to do the helicopter for her?
No.
Mom, I'm doing the helicopter.
Do you ever
Maybe she
thinking
did.
about the strip club and accidentally have like an erection while you're walking by your mom?
No.
You always
That would
make
Maybe
get
she did
weird.
that.
so
Maybe
disturbing.
she did a helicopter
You're
to
a
Joe.
disturbed individual.
Damn. Do you think you could do the helicopter, Lexar?
This?
No, not
Does
that.
this count?
No.
This is stalking.
Mhm.
So what's on your mind, Flexi Lexi? You got a haircut?
Mhm. Yeah,
What's your
so I
major
want to.
malfunction, numb nuts?
You see
You-
right
you-
there at the bottom of my name.
What's it say?
WCW TNA Western State Heritage Champion.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I had to make it full screen to see it.
Mhm.
Yeah, last week we found out from Headybot Intro that Lexar was most likely to be the Western States Heritage Champion.
Hell yeah.
I found that belt online.
Did you buy it?
No, I sent people a link though. It's pretty good. It's $185.
Was
No.
it real or just replica?
It was a replica. No, it's the real one. It's pretty sweet. I had to kick that guy's ass.
He had to win it. He had to win it from Larry Zabisco.
Yeah, I stuck my finger up his ass.
Damn.
He let go of the belt.
Yeah. Well, he sold a belt to Dickerman, didn't he? From the Between the Ropes. Dickerman from Between the Ropes. Didn't he sell a belt to him? Was it the Western State Heritage belt?
I don't know. I don't even know who that is. Dickerman.
Between the Ropes. Brian Fritz.
Oh,
You
but
don't-
yeah.
You don't remember him? Dickerson, or is it
No.
Dickerson? You don't remember him? You didn't listen to
No,
him?
bitch! I said no 5 times.
But we had Brian Fritz on the show, and don't
And
you remember?
Dickerman? I know Brian Fritz.
Yeah, his co-host.
Yeah, but co-hosts are, they're a dime a dozen.
And
No, I don't see Dick. Are you sure that's his name, Dickerman?
it was Dickerson or Dickerman. I think it was Dickerman. Yeah.
He just has dick on the brain. Man.
Cockhead or something. Let me look up.
God.
what the cock and
Doggo,
balls
would you
mean.
back me up here in the chat room? He knows I'm right.
only have dick on the brain if you're touching the head.
Oh,
Let's see. Between the Ropes, Dickerman.
Dicker.
Between the ropes.
Ah, I made Jack Google it. No. Put in host between the ropes.
There's a guy in a trial named Pecker.
Chris
So everybody's
Murray?
saying Pecker all the time.
It says Between the Ropes, Brian Fritz and Christopher Murray.
Are they still doing their show? Used to be like the wrestler. Yeah, his name was Dickerman right there. It all goes back in the up.
Yeah, but you guys also think that Sinbad was in a movie about a genie.
Nope, I got it here.
He was.
Brian Fritz and Kenneth Dickerman. Fucking goddamn, it's right. What the hell?
I know. I saw it. I shouldn't say, but yeah, Dickerman. I don't remember him. I'm sorry, Dickerman. Was he good?
Did you listen to the show? Yeah, he was the one who
but it's like 30 years ago.
Apparently, he's not good if we can't remember who the fuck he is.
he was the one who did the thing. He was like, they would start playing like Du Hast by Rammstein, and then he would say he'd start doing Heidenreich. He'd like take out your wiener, take a picture, and send it to Heidenreich.
Is this a McNeil question? My favorite memories of Dickerman doing the Heidenreich.
He did an impression of Heidenreich, and that was like
25 years ago today. Dickerman did his first impression of Heidenreich.
Heidenreich. What were you intrigued at the time?
Well,
I don't remember that. I'm sorry, I have no memory of that.
It is wrestling radio history, and I'm just reminding everybody out there.
One day people be like, "Hey, you remember that Jack and Incher?" And they're like, "Who?"
Like, those fucking guys.
Didn't they go woke and soft and pretend to like AEW?
Do you remember Wrestle This? You remember Wrestle This?
Yeah.
And they would get Blue Meanie to come on every now and then.
I've asked Blue Meanie. He don't even say no. He just doesn't reply.
He doesn't reply. Didn't we have him on once?
No. Nope. I met him.
Never had him. Oh, okay. Huh. I used to listen to Between the Ropes starting in the early 2000s. There was a third host who was a wrestler named Vito. Yeah. Yeah, I remember Vito too. I listened to it before Vito was added to the show, but
the main shows I listened to was Wrestling Observer on IATA, Get in the Ring, and Between the Ropes.
Yeah,
when I first got online in like 2000.
So you didn't listen to Between the Ropes that much.
I just said Between the Ropes,
but you don't even know one of the hosts.
Just said I listened to IATA with Dave Meltzer, Get in the Ring, and Between the Ropes. And then you're like, but you didn't listen. But what the hell?
But you didn't know one of the main hosts on the show.
It was 24 years ago.
And his name's Dick Man.
His name's not Dick Man.
What is it?
Dickerman.
Yeah, well, all those shows were like on Real Radio. That is like back in the day when I first got online, the stuff was on terrestrial radio, and then they started to use the internet as a whole a place to try to broaden the show. Except for Wrestling Observer, it was on IATA, which was like the precursor of satellite radio.
I found In Your Head.
I like this. Jack should start a new show called Shooting the Ropes.
No, that's disgusting, honestly.
The camera would be all like cloudy.
Yeah, like Lexar's is half the time. Shooting the Ropes. That would be a good logo to make. What were you about to say, Incher?
No, I'm fine. I'm not adding anything to this.
I need to get Dickerman for shooting the ropes.
He was pretty funny. I thought he was like the best part of the show, and you don't even remember him.
Yeah, I think it's like I forget who Bobby Heenan is or something. I don't know.
He was pretty funny. I thought he was pretty good, and you have no clue who he is.
I don't remember him.
It's really
I haven't listened to the show in In probably 20 years. Probably when we started the show, I was listening to it still. And that's probably about when I stopped. So it's probably been 20 years. I used to listen to The Law too. Live audio wrestling out of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. I remember.
Yeah, it was good. I don't know.
They were
I
on
think
Sunday
it's still
nights at like
around.
10 o'clock. It was the weirdest time, too.
Yeah, and then afterwards it would be coast to coast, and the guy would be talking about aliens and shit.
Yeah.
Like Space Coast, Coast to Coast.
No, not like Space Coast, coast to coast at all.
It's like AM coast to coast or something.
But that would be cool.
Yep.
Probably Ludite remembers Coast to Coast.
Oh yeah, I listened to Coast up till a couple of years ago.
It's like Art Bell, right?
Yeah, Art Bell. He
Yeah.
was on it, but I think he died.
Like they have it on YouTube now. You could listen to like all of them.
Yeah, and you hear about
I
shadow
actually
people and
tried,
stuff.
I just keep forgetting to listen. I don't really like George Norrie.
The new guy.
Yeah. Although he's been around for 20 years, so hardly
Yeah.
the new guy.
Man, he's like Dickerman. He's getting no respect.
Mm-hmm. No respect.
Intra's all pissed. I don't remember Dickerman.
Ninja's like livid that you don't know who Dickerman is.
He's probably texting him right now. He's like, "Can you believe this asshole?"
No, I never had any
He forgets
correspondence.
the
with
people who
Dickerman.
paved the way for in your head to
You're-
exist, like Dickerman.
You're such a disgrace to the podcast community, Jack.
I
You
think
just-
the Dicker person anyway.
Dickerman and the Phantom.
That's sexist.
I had correspondence with Sir
Chris
Adam,
Jism.
Yeah.
and but I didn't. I never had any correspondence with Dickerman. I don't believe.
How about Chris Jism?
See right
Well,
here,
I-
he's saying
Dickerman
Dickerman
was
was the
like a
best
pet
part of that
whisperer.
show. He was once offered Sting. Oh, I can't hardly see. Sting and either got suspended or had to apologize since Between the Ropes got a lot of TNA guests. Oh, he offended Sting. Yeah, I kind of remember
Dang.
that. Yeah.
He's probably cheating on his wife.
Who, Dickerman?
Yeah,
Why are you going to throw an accusation out like?
because Sting had supposedly would rat on folks who were cheating on their wives.
Yeah.
Dickerman, I kind of remember he was probably the more. If he was the funnier guy, I probably liked him better too. Then
Yeah, he was the funniest guy on the show. Like,
I honestly don't remember much about Between the Ropes. I just remember it existed.
Does Sting used to knock people?
What?
Sting used to knock on people for doing stuff?
Really? I don't know.
Dickerman, or he would knock on
No,
people
Sting.
and stuff. Oh, Sting.
Yeah, Sting. Yeah, they said he would.
He would narc,
Back in
yeah.
the 90s, he would tell on people if they were cheating on their wives. He'd go tell the wives.
So when he was still drinking and stuff.
No, he was straight. That's after he found Christianity, and then he
Oh.
was like, you're being wrong here. I got to go tell the wife.
Yeah, he was pretty holier than thou for like a couple
What
of
the-
years.
What the fuck?
Sting.
Chris Jism, the man who asked New Jack if he could call him the N-word before the interviews began.
Oh God, I remember that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I did something for Chris Chisholm back in the day. It was on their website. I can't remember what. I know I did the reviews for Get in the Ring, but I think I might even
It's
did
not
a
what the
review.
doctor told
Them
you
things
can't
for
do
Chisholm.
anymore, right?
no. But I do remember when who was, I think he passed away now, but it was a guy he worked for TNA in the early days, but before that he worked for One Wrestling. And he had emailed me wanting me to do so. And I remember you and Barbie were like, yeah, he wants it was someone who was like known
Oh,
for
Bob
being-
Ryder.
Bob Ryder, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
that
I'm
was
always
it.
the one who gets accused of being the homophobic one, and Intra and Barbie were like, yeah, he wants to plow you in the ass. Yeah.
I didn't even know that though. I think that was Barbara.
Yeah,
who
you
knew
both
about
teased
that.
me about it.
I remember like not even knowing anything about Bob Ryder until that natural stuff.
See, he remembers everything except for him being, the gay basher. Then I don't recall that part.
That's not true at all. I'm saying like I didn't know anything about him or his sexuality until that whole naturals thing came out. Like,
no, it
you
was pretty
remember?
well known even back then. But yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about the dude really yet. So, but yeah, he's passed on now. So God rest his soul. So we probably shouldn't talk about it.
Yeah, he was nice to me. He wanted some of the sweet ass.
You shared a room in heaven.
Well, what weren't they trying to get you to do one wrestling stuff or something like that?
Yeah, I can't remember what.
Yeah.
Maybe we're jealous
that they chose
you. Might have been jealous. Yeah, they wanted. There was back in the day, people wanted Jackie Jones. Now to give a fuck about Jackie Jones.
They just go fuck that guy.
Chris Chisholm also had that. Didn't he have two names? Didn't he go by two different names? Chris Chisholm and Chris something else.
Chris Cash or something.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
Chris Chisholm also had that wrestling internet radio network that had the big hook of all you need is a telephone for non-technical. He is kind of the precursor of, a lot of those sites popped up after that, but I do remember that.
What was the show's name?
Still uses one of those, like Blog Talk Radio or something.
Mm-hmm. What was the show's name that had Barry Horowitz on it? I forget the name.
Was that Wrestle This?
No, that's not Wrestle This. Wrestle This was the guys from Philadelphia. It was like
Wrestle That. I don't
know. It was him and Shane Rose or something like that.
Oh yeah, he died. He died recently.
Well, Jake was the last I heard about him was Jake Roberts living in his house or something. But
yeah, he died not long ago.
Yeah, and
he was always sick even back then. He was in and out of the hospital.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I remember him and Barry Horowitz. They did a show together, and so I know like Colt Cabana was saying he was the only like active wrestler that was doing a podcast, which that wasn't true because Barry Horowitz was doing one.
Yeah. And not Luthez. The older guy. What was his name?
Oh, you're thinking of Les
Thatcher.
Thatcher.
He was a trainer. Les Thatcher had done one for a long time before.
Yeah, he did one a long time. He used to do one with Chris Chisholm for a while.
Yeah.
And then he switched to just Doc Young. I think was it Doc
and
Young?
And then Thatcher did one with what's the guy that would always recap TNA? Alan something.
Not sure.
I'm not sure. This guy would go to every TNA show and would like provide the spoilers. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
So the other day, this was last month. We had for some reason Wacko Bob came up on the show, and then I was telling Troy, and Troy was like, "Is he still alive?" And I was in the car with Troy, and I was like, "I don't know. Let me look him up." So I looked him up because I know his name on Facebook. And to my disbelief, to my shock, the first thing I saw was him posting about Dylan. Still, this was April 15th. And here he is posted about Dylan and Act. I was like, oh my God. I almost died when I saw that.
You just kind of doxed Wacko Bob. Good job, Jack. Jeez.
Was everyone's favorite Wacko?
From the Animaniacs.
Now he's and as of 12 hours ago, he's posting videos, Kids That Rock. And it's like these like preteen kids playing music.
How has he not been arrested for pedophilia? His been a gimmick for 12
He's a good
fucking years.
man. He's a good
12 years
man.
he's been talking about little children. How the fuck is like the alarm bells that he's freezing up, like
All he
slap
needs to
people in
do
the
is
face.
all he needs to do is post that the Cars for Kids commercial that they've been showing here locally.
Yeah,
so annoying.
everyone gets that reference.
Yeah, because it's local. But this is most annoying. Yeah, there you go. They know what I'm talking about. Ready.
What was Blog TV radio was atrocious. RVD was the only reason I was checking out. I remember when Tom Zenk had that website where he was Tom Zenk used to do Wrestling Observer. Those were great episodes. Some of the best Meltzer is with Tom Zenk. And in the early days of In Your Head, he was one of the first guys I tried to get on the show. But he had stopped doing interviews at that point. And I think that this is legit. I'm not making this up or like, I'm pretty sure he was paid off to stop doing interviews because he was saying some, secret stuff about WWE and it was pretty bad stuff. And I think someone paid him off to just stop doing these interviews.
What was the audio network that Audio Wrestling morphed into?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Showdown.
Oh,
Showdown, wasn't it?
The network that had Sexy Time Radio that basically
that was Golgo's favorite show.
Played the audio of porn, like that's video, the audio.
And during a time where you have the internet, where you could just look up, like you could look up like the most hardcore thing you could ever possibly want, and like, oh, I know, I'm gonna go listen to porn.
It sounds like a Lexar move. Man.
Are you talking about us, Coast? You tried to click the link, but no one let you in to In Your Head.
Oh man.
Former In Your Head engineer Rick. Yeah, he said he called himself the engineer producer of In Your Head. He helped on one episode, which is nice of him, but he really took credit for like doing the whole show. But RP also had a network for a while that included Pillar to Post.
Him and
I'll
Joe
bet
White.
Jack could get AEW guests, as I think Tony Khan listened In Your Head back in the day. That's possible, actually. I should try. I've honestly never tried. So.
You probably could get a couple lower end guys.
Yeah.
Probably not getting like the Bucks or anybody, but
well, they really don't do many interviews anyway. So.
Probably get like Anthony Ogogo.
Tell them you want to talk to them about Christ.
I mean, people say that stuff, but I never really hear them talking about it.
We might be able to get QT Marshall.
I would totally do.
Hell yeah.
Just go for Orange Cassidy. Just
I mean,
go straight for it.
One of my favorites. So.
Just go for it.
Hell yeah! Listen In Your Head to get your jerk on with some Sexy Time Radio.
That's what it was called, Sexy Time Radio.
Damn.
Look at just the audio of porn.
Like, be quiet. My parents are in the other room, and it's just like audio.
It's kind of like
audio.
Inter and I's wrestling match we had.
Yeah, that's a pretty embarrassing audio.
I don't think that's out there anywhere actually right now. I don't think it's available anywhere. Because a lot of the old I'm not going to it, but GoDaddy really screwed us over and we had to take everything off. But I have it all saved. I just need to get it re-uploaded.
Yeah.
But I have been putting up some classic episodes, restored, remastered on if you become a member.
Maybe we'll release the night that Jack interviewed Ron Killings.
It's
unedited.
on. That's actually up. That's one of the remastered episodes.
What about the unedited one?
No, I don't think that's up.
What happened?
And Jack doesn't understand what he's saying, and I had to like repeat everything. I had to be like the mediator for the whole interview.
Yeah, I couldn't understand. I don't think either me or Barbie could understand him, and he couldn't understand me or Barbie.
Yeah, I sat there and I think I edited like every single response, so it sounds like you guys are having a normal conversation.
Yeah, because that's what I remastered recently, and it sounded good. But it was bad. That was before we were doing live shows, or we did live shows, but the interview was recorded. Yeah, because we were doing live with all the guests, and just that one had to be recorded for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the, I think a lot of the TNA interviews had to be recorded. Another one, just because we had technical difficulties, was the Lance Storm one had to really be edited.
Yeah. Well, JJ Dillon was one that we had to edit. We did it in like 2 nights, and we had to splice it together. And then Lance Storm, he got kind of mad at us whenever we were like, "Could we reschedule?" And he's like, "I'm kind of busy." I was like, "Oh."
Yeah. Then he got mad when I
Mr. Storm, I just shat myself. I'm so intimidated right now.
They contacted In Your Head. They were trying to do a wife swap. It was like a reality show, wife swap.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to do a wrestling episode, and they contacted In Your Head to try to get someone on. And they were offering a $10,000 finder's fee, which is pretty sweet. And so I tried to get a bunch of people on because they had to be a certain age. The kids had to be certain ages. So I tried Lance Storm, and he got pissed. He's like, "I would never put my family through." I was like, "Whatever, dude. You can just say not interested. Be an asshole about it." I tried him. I tried Eric Bischoff, who was really interested, but the kids were out of the age range they wanted. There's a bunch of people I tried. Mick Foley. I don't think he was interested.
Wife swapping with Mick.
Who? God, it was. Oh, the one I didn't realize that there was, because he was like, "Is this a rib?" And that was Devon Dudley. But I didn't know at the time, like, he was accused of like cheating on his wife. And so like he thought I was like, he thought I was like a wrestler put me up as a rib to do this, to ask him that. And but the one, I probably shouldn't say her name, but someone was gonna pretend to be married to get on the show because they weren't married. And it didn't happen. And anyway, unfortunately, I couldn't find anyone who fit was interested and the age of their children match. So, because they had to be like in between like a certain age. They couldn't be like they couldn't be like babies, and they couldn't be like teenagers. But I remember that Bischoff was calling my house when I was trying to set that up, and he was acting like I was all important, which was pretty cool.
He just thought some wife swapping was going down.
Maybe. I didn't even think of that, actually.
Did you ever just go, "Bischoff, you know what my name was originally on the show?" Jacking off.
Well, in the early days, I used to give out my home number because I didn't have a cell phone. And so I remember people just calling my house. And I remember Buff Bagwell actually calling, and I wasn't home, and him just talking to my mom. And my mom was like, "He's a really nice guy."
Well,
I bet Buff like got with a whole bunch of moms probably.
I tried to get him on last year, I think it was. He was really nice about it, but like I said, he wanted $500, and I was like, he was nice though. He's like, I can't do it for free when these other people pay me $500, and I was like, I get it, but we're not paying you $500. All right. I mean, that is a big issue. I stopped asking people because everyone wanted money after a while, and I don't really want to pay anyone to do the show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and sure. What's on your mind, Luddite?
Well, there's a book that came out
called Ballyhoo. On Audible right now.
Ballyhoo!
It talks about wrestling from the 1800s to the 1940s.
Damn, that's back when you were a young man. That sounds like a good read.
Oh, gosh. Believe it or not. Like
Sounds like a good read. I'd like to check that out.
Yeah, it's on Audible. Buy some credit. I
Oh,
assume you buy the credit.
Yeah, I've got Audible. I have it on my phone. I'm currently listening to Joyland by Stephen King.
You don't pay the regular price, do you? You just buy the credits, right?
I'm not sure how
No.
Audible works. So you get the credits, Jack, or do you like
Well,
pay the normal?
That's not
price?
how Audible works. Is you pay so much money and you get credits.
Uh-huh.
Well, you can buy credits too.
I mean, you guess you could, but
Like you earn them somehow, Luddite, or something like that.
No, you buy them.
Oh,
And then it's cheaper than paying the regular price of the book.
Well, I think
if
maybe
it's not
yours works
cheaper,
different than it does in the States because you pay so much a month and you get credits. But
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
I'm
you
saying.
yeah, well, yeah, that's what I do. So what is it? I'm gonna look it up.
Ballyhoo.
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 Basically, they stopped
I
right
see it
before
here.
the TV kicked through.
The roughhousers, con artists, and wild men who invented professional wrestling, sports, and American culture.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
I love like vaudeville strongmen. I want to learn more about wrestling though because it's like the same time.
Farmer Burns used to put a weight on his throat while he slept.
Whoa.
Yeah, Farmer Burns, one of my favorites. Dynamite Gus Sonnenberg, Gorgeous George, Jim Londos, Frank Gotch, Ed Strangler Lewis. Yeah, sounds good. Written by Brad
It kind of stops
Palukian,
before
Jim
Gorgeous
Hornbaker.
George.
Brian Solomon, former guest on the show. Yeah, I'll check that out.
It's
I didn't.
dry, but
I
it's
didn't.
interesting.
I didn't mention Lance Storm wasn't paid. I haven't talked to him in years. Buff Bagwell was the one who wanted to get paid.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he makes anything off of going on F4W or not. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of figured he just likes doing shows because, except with us, I don't think he liked doing shows with us. I don't think he liked us very much, honestly.
No, I don't think so either. I sent Intra a picture. Do you know who that is?
I'm assuming that's Wacko Bob.
Yeah, it's a
Derek.
current picture of Wacko Bob.
Mhm.
He's looking pretty good.
Looks kind of like the Iceman.
Not wearing
Is that a
serial
criminal?
Yeah, that's what I gotta say about it.
I think it's okay to share a picture of former in Headyverse legend Wacko Bob on the show, don't you think?
I don't know. I don't want to pick on the man. I mean, Goosey already made some heavy accusations against him. I'm staying out of it.
All right. Fair enough. If Golgo would like a picture or whoever, he can email me. What's on your mind, Baby Snake Ass Master 420?
Yeah. Not much. I've been just doing stuff, trying to watch wrestling. Yes. All that. Yeah. But I don't know. I saw how they were like Jake Paul was going against Cody now.
Jake Paul or
Logan Paul, whatever. Yeah.
Jake Paul is going to fight Mike Tyson. So.
His ass beat by Mike Tyson.
But I don't know. I've been trying to focus on wrestling a little bit, but yeah. stuff.
On
I
to
don't
that
know.
match intro. Y'all excited? Is your wrestling dick hard?
For Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes.
They haven't
I
done
guess
a good job at all. It's they did a great job of telling the story of him, chasing the belt, winning it, but they didn't set up any like challengers.
Yeah, I
'Cause all these
mean,
matches just seem like out of the blue.
things have really dropped down after WrestleMania. It's just like you had The Rock coming out and everything, and now it's just like, whoa, like this isn't the greatest.
Yeah, and it's not even that I think that's it'll probably be a good match, just like him and AJ was good, but it's like there was no. It's just like a match right out of the blue. It's
Yeah.
what people attack AEW for, just having like two guys who will have a good match without like a big build to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess
Both
they're
of them
trying
having
to
a
build towards it, but
yeah. Both of them having a belt is kind of weird thing for me. Cause like, yeah. Like Cody would win the US championship or whatever too.
Is it for both the belts though? Is that?
Yeah, it is supposedly for both the fucking belts.
no.
So
either
and
they're
then
gonna have
like
Cody
Logan
win-
Paul could win. Like that would be weird too. I could see him doing that just to get a pop. Like
Back in the
imagine,
day, I
like-
mean, one of the big WrestleMania matches was Intercontinental Champ Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan as the world champ.
Can you imagine like Cody Rhodes, all the hype of him finishing his story, being a 3.5 year thing of Roman Reigns, only
And
to
then he
lose
just
to
loses to Logan Paul.
Paul at some
And,
throwback show in Saudi Arabia.
Traditionally, though, actually, the U.S. belt and the NWA meant you were the number one contender for the world title.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really something they do today, but that is historically what having that belt meant.
We should get back to that. It was a good way to tell stories.
Yeah.
but watch Logan Paul wins and like then he becomes bigger than The Rock because he's just so popular anyway.
Incher,
That'd
do you
be
are you a bigger Logan Paul fan than The Rock at his height?
No. I like The Rock better than Logan Paul.
Yeah,
sure.
I can't deny Logan Paul is taking a wrestling faster than most people, and but I just can't get into because I don't know who he is besides coming to WWE.
Yeah.
It doesn't interest me, but he does a lot of other people. So I mean, I didn't like Ultimate Warrior as a kid either, but I can't deny people like them.
He might get shoved down their throat like John Cena.
He's not on that much, though, I don't think.
Yeah. Are you an iShow Speed fan?
Good
Fuck
Lord.
yeah.
You think in 10 years we're going to be asked that by Nikhil, our favorite iShow Speed moment?
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Probably. Yeah, that sounds like a Nikhil question.
I like Nikhil, though. He's a good man.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what Incher says about Nikhil, he's a good man.
I've always said positive things about Nikhil. Except when he asked me about NXT. And I keep saying, I don't watch NXT.
You love it.
I kind of have the feeling if I told Nikhil that in person, he would just kind of do the Brad Thacker and just like look away like he didn't even hear what I said. It's like,
so
like not even acknowledge that part of the conversation.
Have you ever heard of the term the Dabbleverse? It's like these YouTube shows that for whatever reason they're obsessed with Stuttering John and they just talk about Stuttering John all day. So it's like Kevin Brennan and Shuli Egart, whatever his name is. Anyway,
Egar.
Yeah. So it's like all these groups they're just obsessed with Stuttering John and then they trash each other. But anyway, I've listened to some of them and Brad Thacker he's never on these shows, but he's come up as like a person that people talk about. And he sends in a lot of money super chatting people. But a lot of people talk very poorly about him, Incher. Say he's like an obsessed fan.
Oh?
Yeah.
I may have to look into this. Sounds like my new favorite pastime.
I've actually become kind of obsessed. It's like my guilty pleasure. I listen to a lot of these shows. And
you like hearing them talk badly about your former partner of
well,
Three
it's just
Dicks?
kind of funny that he popped up in it, and people are like,
Oh.
"He's just obsessed guy. He was never anything in comedy."
I've seen one of his performances, so if you can call it that.
And he'll super chat like $50, to get people to ask a question. Seems crazy. Some of those shows get like $1,000 in super chat a night.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah,
Just
but
get
we
a
have
whole
to
bunch
get
of
people
marks.
to do it. I mean, it's not like you just say, "I'm going to do this," and everyone's going to start sending money.
Yeah.
Well, I know, like the Howard Stern crew has like always been upset with Stuttering John for leaving and going to Jay Leno, but I mean, could you blame the guy? I mean,
yeah, I mean, he treated him like like an idiot.
Mhm.
Then he went to
Yeah.
work for the biggest late night show in the history of television.
Yeah, so I know
And he didn't get
but
paid well or anything in for Howard Stern.
I know, like I guess he's a very big shit stirrer behind the scenes, though. So I guess that's why a lot of people go off on Stuttering John.
Yeah, it's weird. The Shuley, he like started a whole network that's, I'm not even joking, it's just dedicated to talk about talk about Stuttering John like 5 hours a day. And I'm not exaggerating. They do multiple shows, and they do what they call snipe stream. So they'll show like either live or recorded, because Stuttering John does a
Archives.
podcast. Yeah, well, no, he does a podcast now.
Yeah,
And so they'll show the whole podcast, and they'll just like pause every second and just make fun of him. And it's kind of funny at first, but they've been doing it for like 2 years now, and they literally do it every day on multiple shows. And then they have like other shows where they team up with other people and they talk about them. And they even had a convention where it was all about, they had even the name Dabbleverse, it's because Stuttering John was on a podcast, and the person was like, "Oh, I heard you dabble in stand up," and he got all mad because he said, "That's what I've been doing for years." Blah blah. And so then that's where the Dabbleverse came from, like because they're just obsessed with Stuttering John. And they even had a convention where they gave out awards all about Stuttering John, and it's like, this is like weird, like just like.
I want to think I would dedicate so much time to just bashing Stuttering John. Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
Yeah, watch a couple episodes at first. It's funny, but then after a while, I'm like, yeah, I get it. He stutters and he's kind of an idiot.
Now, if they want to talk about Brett Thacker, I'm all about that.
Yeah, so he's popped up on some of the under shows, like this one. Nobody likes onions. He's on that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not never on any of them but he'll pop up on super chats and people will talk about him. So I wanted to tell you that. I thought you would get a kick out of that.
Yes, it warms my soul, does my heart good.
I may be producing one of the shows. Someone asked me, so we'll see. I don't really want to like just sit around and talk about Stuttering John, but if they pay me to just sit behind the scenes and run the show, maybe I will. We'll see.
Yeah,
but I also don't really want to take my time doing that, so I probably won't. Goosey, what is on your mind?
So are you saying no right now?
Probably. If it was like once every week, maybe. But if it's like 5 days a week, I really don't want to sit there and listen about Stuttering John all the time.
I saw that Jesse Ventura is coming back to the WWE, it looks like.
Yeah, that's the rumors, like he's in talks with him, I guess, but I don't know. Why would he be doing that?
What would his role even be?
I guess commentator, maybe? I don't know.
Legends deal, or what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. He was good on commentary when he came back for that one SummerSlam. I thought he was pretty fun to listen to still. So,
Yeah, I've always got a kick out of him. I would if you found a role for him, I'd be into it.
hmm.
You're gonna pull a
Ugh.
Pazzo and go on and talk about how like 9/11 was an inside job or something.
Man.
Off the grid.
I lived in Minnesota when he was the governor there.
Hell yeah,
It was pretty cool.
that was.
He'd like tell the press to screw off. He'd be like, "No interviews today or ever."
You know, he
He's
could
fucking
be.
awesome.
He could take the place of like the King or something, where he would do the pre-shows and pop up every now and then. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't think he'd be a weekly commentator, but I could see him doing like special shows and stuff. That'd be kind of fun.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
got to be better than fucking Pat McAfee.
I don't
Jesus.
understand the love of Pat McAfee. So many fans think he's so great, and I think he's atrocious.
Yeah, I'm
Huh.
not too.
He's
Crazy
just like a
about it.
red-blooded American dude. They're like, "Oh, he's such an alpha." It's like, "Oh, I wish he'd
I
like
never
put his
find him
dick in my
funny.
ass."
What the hell?
Wait, I don't know.
Whoa.
We're getting into the inner thoughts here of Baby Snake Assmaster 420.
Mhm.
Wants to be fucking Pat McAfee.
Coast even came out of hiding when you heard that.
Coach
Then he
like, hell
took
yeah.
off.
How,
He's
how
like,
could
I'm
I
getting the hell
get
out of
Like,
here.
nah, get
I don't want to be involved in this.
a dick in the ass?
Lexar, you ever want a commentator to put their dick in your ass?
No.
Oh,
Maybe with Joe Dean's pussy.
in your
when
ass?
I'm listening.
Oh, how
You
do
want
you?
someone to put their vagina in your ass. I don't think you know how sex works.
Or maybe just leaning my head on Joe Dean's pussy. Like a pillow.
I don't think this is going to help getting a date.
I could barely hear you.
Yeah, we got some wind here.
Static cleaning.
Coach, what's going on, buddy? My pal, my amigo, my compadre. Ha! Coast to coast.
Hey, I got the munchies.
What are you smoking?
So I'm going to go to Walgreens right now.
All right.
Oh, not dope. I just need some sugar. I'm gonna be.
What kind of snacks you getting? Some ring dings, some ding dongs.
You need some Funyuns.
Oh,
A tasty cake.
I think Coast's connection's kind of messed up.
Yeah. Could be because he's going to the store, as he calls us.
Yeah. At least he's not going to the restroom. He'd be totally naked.
That's true.
Maybe that would be
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's weird. I know it's a bad habit I got.
Is he wearing his headset?
You know, Jack,
like
I was
under the
thinking about
store?
back in the
Yeah.
day.
back in the day.
Sorry, I got that.
Sounded like a bus just hit him or something.
Of like Darby Allin, he got hit by a bus.
Yeah. How does that happen? Like
He did.
Trying to save someone's life, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
I don't know. I think he's just got like a death wish or something. It's like I can't
Yeah.
climb Mount Everest. I'm gonna jump in front of a bus.
I watched a documentary about some dude like who got stuck on Mount Everest overnight because he
Yeah,
went
nice.
delirious. So I think Darby Allin would have totally died.
Damn.
It's pretty
Straight
treacherous.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I climbed it the other night.
You did.
Whoa.
Yeah, most people take months. I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it one night. I was like, and then I came home.
Sure that wasn't Space Mountain?
Woo! Intro. What ride? What like amusement ride would you call? You know, we got Space Mountains riding. You know the Ric Flair. What would you call? You know, having the
What is
deed
Ghost wearing?
with Jackie Jones.
He's got like a glass face. He looks like Cobra Commander or something.
Man, you got to be safe.
Is that for the
I'm a
COVID?
germaphobe. I'm a major
Okay.
germaphobe. Yeah.
The last few years must have been
No, I've been
hard.
doing this before COVID. Yeah.
So what would you call it? You're having
Yeah,
sex
they
with
were.
Huh.
haunted
Coach
man?
robbing the Walgreens or something?
I would.
Mhm.
This is,
Yeah.
I never knew he wore those.
I hope he doesn't pull out like an M60 or something. You're like, what the hell is going on?
No, that's not.
Bro, this is doing it, right?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Is Coach
He's
living in
filming
like,
he's filming an episode of Cops featuring him.
yeah, maybe he's living in like a Mad Max world
Yeah.
or something.
Well, he lives like a block away
Yeah.
from Walgreens. That's all I know.
Just walk away.
He's inside of a Walgreens
Yep.
or 7-Eleven.
How you doing? Oh, cool. Oh, it's Walgreens. No, thank you.
You have phone number with us?
Yeah.
Pick me up some Funyuns
He
Yeah,
just spoke
Funyuns,
to a Walmart greeter.
at Walgreens. A Walmart greeter walked into Walgreens.
A Walgreens greeter. Then
They're like, no, you're a few stores down.
Anyone use the 7-Eleven app on their phone? So I have the 7-Eleven app, and what it's
No.
good
I'm
for
sure it's good.
is like so you buy your stuff. So I get coffee, you can zap it, and then you
Mm-hmm.
just pay for it on your phone, and then you walk up and you put you scan your phone over the thingamajig, and then it glows green over the door. So I do this in Boston, and then if the owner's there, I do that, and they go, "You're not pay," and they start screaming at me, and I'm like, "No, I'm not paying twice." Like, "You're not paying," and they just start yelling at me. And all I have is a coffee. It's like, dude, I'm not fucking stealing a coffee. And then like I go through the same thing. I'm like, yeah, I pay. And then they just go, oh, and they don't say sorry or nothing. When you say like sorry, they're screaming at you.
Maybe.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think, like, being like the owners and everything, they would like realize how all that
You're
stuff
not
works.
pay. I know. Jesus. Annabelle makes fun because I go. So there's two 7-Eleven. There's this one
Sounds like a pain
7-Eleven.
in the ass.
That is part of Emerson College. And it's the only thing at Emerson College you don't need school ID for. To go to like these other, you need school ID to go to the restaurant.
Yeah.
But at this 7-Eleven incher, when you get when you get the coffee, they actually have a cool machine that grinds the beans to order. And you can get cappuccinos, you can get flat whites, you can get Americanos, you can get a double shot espresso. I usually get a double shot of black of a dark espresso. Then I fill it up with a coffee. Then I'll top it off with another espresso. But anyway, I'm telling you guys because you're not in Boston, but I try to keep it a secret because it's my secret because that's where the best coffee is, and it's like $2 for a double XL. And when I go there in the mornings, there's like people who work in the city are always there, like the people who work in the like the highway people and stuff. And I always talk to them like, yeah, this is where we go. We work across town, but we come here to this 7-Eleven because you get better coffee than Starbucks or any of the coffee shops, and it's like $2. So it's my little secret 7-Eleven. And Annabelle thinks I'm like a crazy person, but I stand by it. It's great. Except for when the owner yells at you, "You're not pay."
Mm-hmm.
All right, Incher. Should we ask these questions?
Certainly. Has everybody shared what's on their minds about the world of professional wrestling or whatever?
except for me, Jack cut me off.
I asked you first.
I was gonna update everybody on this TNA channel on the Zumo app. So they have
Ask your
Under
question,
Siege
Jack.
pay-per-views. They have Under Siege pay-per-views. So I guess that's the next
Steven
TNA
Seagal!
pay-per-view. They have like his Hispanic Heritage Month or something here because they have lots of
With
best of
Anarchia!
LAX. They have Anarchia there. They have
Yeah.
LAX, Lucha Brothers, Ray Phoenix, Juventud Guerrero's on there. I didn't know he was in TNA.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was back in
So yeah, lots of that and the usual on-demand stuff, and there you go.
Do you and
There
your
you
mom
go.
ever wear lucha masks around the house?
No, my mom never does that. She doesn't watch wrestling, and even lucha libre stuff.
Damn. Nikhil is now a rising contributor to the In Your Head fan page. So go and join facebook.com/group/IYH Wrestling. And Lexar is a top contributor, while I myself am an all-star contributor. So go there, you start posting, and you can get cool badges.
Hell yeah.
Or you become Western States Heritage Champion like me.
Hell yeah, and sure. See, you missed out last week. It was a lot of we talked a lot about the Western States Heritage Championship.
Yeah.
But Intra, he's like, I'll go to sleep for 3 days.
3 days. That'd be nice. 3 days of sleep. Just like
Most people call it coming down.
And just like Rip Van Winkle and sleep for like 3 days.
Chris Farley, where they like have him drink like a thing that's like a big bucket of like what's that nighttime cold medicine? Yeah, NyQuil. And he like drinks the whole thing, and he wakes up, and he's got like fingernails all grown out, and like he's got a long beard. And...
Oh, the Super Bowl, baby! He says, "Wake me up for the Super Bowl."
Yeah.
Did you ever do that, Incher? Just wake up after a long sleep, and you're like your fingernails are like 5 feet long.
Yeah.
Yeah, like underneath a tree, just underneath a tree.
It's like, how'd I
Has
get
anybody
here?
ever fallen with? Do you guys ever fall asleep outside?
I don't think I've ever have.
I get too nervous. I
that
think
once.
someone would like kill me.
Yeah.
I've
Are
slept
you
out in
counting
a tent.
camping?
Yeah, I've slept out in a tent.
Yeah, yeah.
I might have a camp scene in Arbor Day.
Nice.
I'm just curious what those two things. Washing the dishes.
Oh, washing my hand.
How you taking a pee?
Oh no, I would mute my mic if I was doing that. No, that would be rude.
We've had
Yeah, I would
guests on
mute.
Yes, like we weren't on video then, but we heard him just go to the bathroom and go just start pissing during the show.
I thought he was gonna pull Taj.
Oh, who was that?
that?
I remember that.
It was two guests. I remember who they were. Jason, who was drinking like just like a fifth of vodka during the show, and it was Chavo Classic.
Yeah, yeah.
Not to dock them.
Sorry for
Nikki-
any audio issues. My
Fine. You're good, man. You're one of the producers here. You make the show happen coast to coast. Ah!
yeah, but that doesn't mean I gotta make it worse. You know, with audio issues though. Sorry about that. My phone was trying to switch between Wi-Fi and data because I was walking around the neighborhood. So
I got home
that
a
was
little
an
late
issue.
today. I was out walking, and then when I got home, my boom mic had arrived, so I had to take out the box and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm like a real filmmaker, and so I've got a boom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And if I had to take a picture, and then some filmmakers yelled at me, like, "You're not even holding it right."
Yeah, that is like one of the scenes
Oh.
in A Life Aquatic. Like he's holding the boom like down here. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't even know how to hold the boom mic right. So it's pretty funny.
Well, I won't be holding it.
I have a contribution, Jack.
What's that?
When you were talking, that's what I was trying to say before I went to Walgreens. When you were talking about the old school, like in your head, one of my favorite interviews was Mike Awesome or Mike Modest. Remember Mike Modest
Yeah, Mike Modest. Really good. Yeah.
or Modest Mike? One of those.
Yeah, Mike Modest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a pretty good one.
Yeah. He's actually a member of the Without Your Head group.
Yeah.
He's a big horror
Oh wow,
fan.
really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So he hangs out with the cool guys.
He might. I don't know if he. Yeah. But the thing about Mike Modest, I really think if he would have came around today, I think he would have been a bigger star because when he was around in the '90s, like height and stuff was a bigger deal, and he was a shorter guy.
Yeah.
He was a really good wrestler, and he was getting a shot in WCW, but it was near the end of WCW when it was going out of business, unfortunately. But and people saw him in Beyond the Mat. He's one of the indie guys in Beyond the Mat, and he was on the indies before like Ring of Honor and stuff. Before they really, you're about 10 years later or whatever. He would have been, because the indies were bigger then. So he was really, it's unfortunate, but he was around a time that he didn't get a chance to really shine, I think.
Yeah. He's also from those APW. I don't know if you remember them, All Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
Like out here in the Bay Area. Yeah, he was also from that camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a few friends there and stuff. They were pretty cool.
He has a documentary out, which is cool.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah. And they put him in, I think they put him in some kind of Hall of Fame. It might have been like a West Coast. I wonder if he knows like the Young Buck guy. Because like the Young Bucks would have been after him, but they're all from that area.
Yeah. I'm sure he does. Like the whole California crew and stuff. I'm sure he does.
Yeah. Did you ever go to the XPW shows out there? Or not XPW?
Hood Slam. Yeah, not XPW, but I went to Hood Slam a couple of times. It's pretty interesting. I like it.
Yeah, I used to like XP. I'm not kidding. I was an XPW fan. Nikhil Callahan. What's a no? Speaking of actually West Coast wrestler, Scorpio Sky looks like he's returning to AEW. Brilliant. I'm a big fan and can't wait for his return. How about you? I am a fan, but it seems like he's just destined to never really take off, I think. Unfortunately. You got the $1 Million Man, Goosey DiBiase over here.
Yeah.
He's going to pay Lexar to do some chin-ups. Going to pay Baby Snake Ass Master to dribble basketball, and he's going to kick it.
I won at the casino today. I won $600. So.
Damn. That inch man.
Better than
we
me.
were going to go to the casino Monday with my mom, Troy and I, but Troy hurt his ankle. So we're going to go next week.
Is he going to be okay?
Yeah, he I don't know what he was doing, but he hurt his. Oh no, actually, he stepped on his cat going downstairs at his house.
Oh.
Big Bill and Ricky Starks are no longer going to tag together in AEW. What are your favorite memories of them as a tag team? I really like them together as a team, and while I do like Big Bill and Jericho, I think that's starting to work. I wouldn't have split up Ricky Starks and Big Bill already. I think they were a good team together.
I think there's something going on behind the scenes there. I think Ricky Starks might be making moves or something. I could be wrong. That's just my thoughts.
Word on the street is going to WWE.
He said that's not happening, so I don't know. Who knows? We'll have to wait.
Yeah.
If I was going to WWE, I would say that's not happening.
Why?
Just to keep it a secret.
Oh yeah. Speedball Mike Bailey. I'm a fan, though. I think Ricky Stark's a very talented guy. A lot of charisma. Speedball Mike Bailey is nearing the end of his TNA wrestling contract. The pro wrestling veteran recently spoke with Sports Illustrated for an interview during which he revealed that his contract year in TNA wrestling. This is revealed he is in his contract year. I guess his final contract year. What are your thoughts? I don't think I've ever seen Speedball Mike Bailey. I've heard a lot about him, that he's very good, but I haven't watched TNA really in years.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. I don't think I know him.
I think Baby Snake Ass Master is a big fan.
I think I'm thinking of someone, but I don't. I'm thinking of Mike Elgin.
Oh, Michael Elgin.
Yeah,
but
a fan of him
I liked him
as a person, not as a wrestler.
He's like a ball, kind of. But I don't know if he's Speedball Mike Haley or whatever.
8-Ball Mike. 8-Ball would be a good name for us. 26 years ago today, Seinfeld finished. How did you feel when Seinfeld finished? And any memories of watching the last episode? I honestly was not
finished.
Yeah, he finished. He was shooting ropes.
No,
No, the show ended.
Those guys were assholes.
I actually really didn't watch Seinfeld when it was originally on, but I did watch it after, and it is obviously a very funny show. I don't really have a strong connection to Seinfeld. So.
I watched the final episode, and I think me and my brother, and I think we watched it out in the old TV out there. So it was kind of a letdown though. They just have like a plane crash or whatever.
Don't they end up in jail?
No.
And then doesn't the plane go down or something, and then they're in jail or something?
They end up in jail.
Oh, it's
I
been a
don't
while
think
since
it's
I've seen
anything
it.
about a plane, is there?
I thought there was something about a plane. I think
I remember missing it on TV, and I never watched it.
Yeah, I thought the reunion on Curb was better than the ending of the actual show.
Mm-hmm.
When did OIB start wearing glasses? I wear contacts and glasses at home. He looks really sexy.
Ooh. I forgot him tonight, but I just what was it? A few months ago, I went and got some, and
did you need them, or did you just thought like this would be a cool look?
Like I don't think I need them normally, but like I can tell like I'm far away from my computer. The text.
Did a doctor prescribe them, or did you just like, I'm gonna start wearing these?
Well, I went and had an eye exam, and they made a prescription for me. So yeah. So a doctor did prescribe them. So, but like I can't see I can see the text, but I kind of have to struggle to see it from like where I'm at.
Yeah, it's not like people wear glasses are just completely blind and then they put them on and they can see. It helps your vision. During this week's TNA show, the first ever Champions Challenge was announced for next week's show. The match will pit all reigning TNA wrestling champions against some of their top challengers in a wild card tag match. Matt Hardy, Ryan Nemeth, Eric Young, Joe Hendry, Sami Callihan, Steve DeLander, and Spitfire, Jody Threat, and Danny Luna versus Moose, Eddie Edwards, Laredo Kid, Jordan Grace, Alicia Edwards, and Masha Slamovich. Does this match excite you? Nope.
Immensely so.
Does that excite you?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
I'm sorry, Nikhil, but I don't know. No, it doesn't.
It's like, yeah, I'm glad he's asking questions. I love that you ask questions, Nikhil. I'll say that.
Yeah, Nikhil is a good man. He's a Hall of Famer. On this day in wrestling history, the Giants turn heel. Oh, the Giant. I'm sorry. I was like, the Giants. The Giant turns heel again, rejoining the NWO 26 years ago today on Nitro. Any memories? I think his best run by far is in WCW as the Giant.
Yeah.
What did he already a heel though, and he just jumped?
Yeah, he throughout his whole career, he just kept turning heel face constantly.
Never knew
Him
what
and,
he
him
wanted
and
to
Lex
be.
Luger.
Yeah, I watched some of his old like Attitude Era stuff, and it was just like so bad.
Fucking
So he's like the worst like talker ever.
Then he like kisses their ass so bad. He's like, oh, I needed
Yeah.
to beat all the time.
He was
Kurt
the
Angle-
Undertaker's bitch, like for real, forever.
Yeah, total bitch. But Kurt Angle defeated Christian Cage and Sting to become the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion at Sacrifice from the Impact Zone on this day in 2007. Any memories? Not really, no. I'm sure it was good. I'm a big Kurt Angle fan.
Mm-hmm.
So the TNA belt was still the NWA Championship at that time. Wow, that seems like so long ago, 2007.
Yeah. It seemed like it was still the NWA Championship back then, but I guess it was.
I remember people at the time making a big deal about, them losing the NWA title, the name, the NWA, but I don't think it really meant anything.
No, not really.
I saw that Smashing Pumpkins guy there. He's got like a reality show, Billy Corgan. He has a reality show where he's mixing wrestling and music. He's got like wrestlers on stage, like while those Pumpkins are playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said, like the other members like could not care less. And I don't know. It seemed very stupid. Like they showed like a guy giving some guy a stunner while they're up there playing. Like that. The Pumpkins are actually were my favorite band. Like when I was in high school. Melancholy and Infinite Sadness is my favorite album, but like their music doesn't mix with wrestling.
No,
it's not like I don't know, like Guar or something.
Yeah,
like you go to this pump, you're listening to like I don't know, one of the, and like they're playing a muzzle or something, and like guys are wrestling on stage. Like what the hell?
Yeah, I think you might want to leave those worlds separate. And I mean,
not everything has to mix.
Yeah.
Where am I? Oh, I'm here. On this day in 2000, WCW Slamboree Hulk Hogan defeated Billy Kidman. It was really off the wall deal. And it seems even stranger as time went on. Like even then, it seemed weird. Now, I think it just seems totally bizarre that they were having Hulk Hogan feud with Billy Kidman.
Yeah,
and I also think it's weird that like Russo today will say no one's like he doesn't think anyone they push is a star. No one's a star, blah, blah. But yet he was trying to push Billy Kidman, who I like. He's fine, but it's like you think Billy Kidman was like a star to match Hulk Hogan? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, very true. It's like I remember watching that and thinking, man, this is kind of weird.
But, Billy Kidman's a good wrestler. I liked him, but like, I mean, it just didn't work. Like him and Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and he was so depressed looking too, and like greasy.
He just wasn't. I like Billy Kidman. He's really good. And I think there's a lot of guys that deserved a bigger push, and you could have pushed, to the top of the card. But I don't think Billy Kidman had the personality to really be like a top guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Raven could have at one point. I mean, there's a lot of guys there. Jericho, obviously. But I don't think Billy Kidman really had it to be being the world champ or even like fighting for the world championship or anything like that. And then you had Hogan as the heel. It was just very bizarre stuff. On this day in 2004, SmackDown WWE aired vignettes for Kenzo Suzuki. Did you like him? I'm not sure. I think he really sucked, didn't he? Let me look him up.
Kenzo Suzuki.
Yeah. If he's the guy I remember, I think he really sucked. Didn't he come out like on a throne or something for a little while?
Oh, and he had his wife with him and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't too crazy about him. I know I've seen him live once. He was
Yeah,
at a house show that I
I
was at.
thought he pretty much sucked.
Yeah, but I wasn't too big on him.
Shut up.
Damn.
I can.
Happy Mother's Day, says Nikhil.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers of In Your Head, all the Headyverse moms out there. Do you think Rachel's a mom? Do you think she's got kids?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
We ask Eddie.
I know she farts a lot.
I way to fix that.
Damn, yeah. If not, Headybots would be like, yeah, she's gonna be soon.
I wonder what her farts smell like.
Damn. Let's see. Is Rachel of the Headyverse a mom? Rachel, the man, he's his goatee. He's always calling her the fart fairy. You think Rachel really wants to just be known as the fart fairy so much?
I think Patrick Howell has better lines than the Headybot.
Rachel, the fart fairy of the Headyverse, is indeed a mom. She's often referred to as Mama Fart or Fart Fairy Mom by other Headyverse members. And her mom status is frequently incorporated into humorous storylines and jokes. Her playful and lighthearted personality, combined with her mom persona, adds to the comedic and entertaining dynamics within the Headyverse.
MILF of the year.
Mama Fart. Man, I think Intra's right. I don't think Headybot's going to get on the good side of Rachel here.
No, he's striking out hard right now.
He's in the
It's just how the war against AI and humans is going to start. Rachel's going to turn him down.
Yeah. It's all starting on In Your Head. What if Headybot is the one that really leads the way to like the end humanity?
You know, I saw that thing yesterday. You know that AI that's on Logistics Explorer, and it offered writing prompts. And the first writing prompt they gave, because I said, "What the hell?" Right? Give me some writing prompts. What?
Yeah,
when AI took over and you were the last human on Earth.
Yeah, when I was in LA last time, a friend of mine got out the AI thing and it wrote my biography in like 20 seconds, and it was pretty accurate, except for just like a couple things you needed to fix. But I was like, this is weird. And I knew people out there talked about some people are like really anti-AI, but there's a lot of people out there that they talk about using it to write whole scripts, and then you go through and change stuff. But I was just like, man, I don't know. Seems wrong.
Takes all the fun out of it too.
On this day in 2016, WWE released Hornswoggle, Alex Riley, Zeb Coulter, and El Torito. What are your favorite memories of El Torito?
WLC.
Agreed. I always thought Alex Riley was pretty good.
Well, apparently he did something and John Cena didn't like it.
Yeah.
Drink with him or something.
Yeah, it seems so stupid. Like they were like saying that was like something really bad. And then like Alex Riley was just like, I don't want to go out to drink tonight, John. And it was like, John Cena was like, I will fuck your career up for that. You will never work in WWE.
I mean, the Hardy Boys were like straight edge when they started working there. Then like they made them drink and stuff and drive. Like they kind of ruined like their lives in ways. Like,
yeah.
Like they become like, substance abusers. And then like people are like, hell yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's what a real man does. Favorite memories of Camacho in WWE.
Was that who?
That's Tama Tonga.
Yeah, that's who he is. That's who he was when he came out with
Hunico.
Yeah.
Why can't it be me? We just had a.
The thing is, I can't narrow it down to one because every time Camacho was on screen, I was pumped. I was like, fuck, this is amazing. Camacho power.
Hell yeah.
I was a Camacho.
With that other guy.
Would you join the Camacho World Order, Incher?
The CWO.
Yeah, I'm already a card carrying member. Yeah.
I'm enjoying the new Elite with Jack Perry. Are you? Yes, we talked about that earlier. I actually think Jack Perry comes off like a bigger star than he has before.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Owens says he has 9 months left on his WWE contract. Isn't sure what comes next. What are your thoughts? I don't expect him to go anywhere, but I think this is a way to negotiate a better contract.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool if he went to AEW. He's seeming kind of stale in WWE.
Yeah. He'd have a lot of new matchups. I think he would be a good pickup for them. Obviously, good wrestler, could work with all the guys, but also a really good talker, which would help.
Mm-hmm.
But he's that Triple H guy, so.
Yeah, I don't see him going anywhere, honestly. Bryan Danielson's AEW contract expires right before All In Wembley. What will happen? Well,
He'll do the show
for Wembley, so I think he'll stay.
And doesn't he want to be behind the scenes and stuff afterwards? So.
I don't know. I think so, but I don't know.
That's what we hear, anyways. But
Dijak has yet to re-sign with WWE despite ongoing move from NXT to the main roster. Are you worried? Oh, I stay up at nights worried about if Dijak will re-sign. I am so fucking worried about it.
Wake up.
Excuse my ignorance, but was that one of the Spirit Squad?
No, I don't believe so. I think he was part of that. Wasn't he like Mace or Windu or something?
Mace and
Antifa in W. Yeah.
Was he in T-Bar?
That's what that was.
Teabag or whatever the fuck.
One of those.
I think he was Stiletto. I remember Lexar was loving that. He was like, this is going to be the greatest thing in wrestling history, the greatest faction.
Cool.
T-Bar and Mace and all those guys. What was it called?
Oh, yeah, that could be the new Nexus.
Retribution or whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Vindication.
Lexar was going to get a Retribution tattoo sleeve. He's going to get all the members tattooed down his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Just had the logo of Retribution on my arm.
Yeah. He's like, this is bigger than the Horsemen, the NWO, and DX combined.
Mm-hmm. Bigger than the core.
Bigger than the who? The Horde?
The core.
Whoa, don't get crazy. Bigger than NWO, DX, Horsemen, but bigger than the core?
Yes, the core.
It should have put instead of Mia Yim, they should have put Sarah Logan in there.
Damn.
In the Retribution.
Yeah, you love you some Sarah Logan.
No, she would have fit perfect with those dreads.
West Virginia.
Coast is on the way to do number 2, and you mentioned Sarah Logan. You better get out of the way, or you might get your eye poked out. You know what I'm saying, Incher?
Coast.
I have no idea what you're saying, honestly.
Whoa, Coast! Whoa, buddy!
That's funny.
On this day in wrestling history, Ric Flair clashes with Vince Russo and David Flair 24 years ago on Nitro from St. Louis. Any memories? I do think it's weird. There are people who act like David Flair is like this great wrestler today, or was back then. But
I always liked Crowbar and David Flair and Daphne. I thought that was funny. It was. I guess it was a guilty pleasure for the time.
Incher's like top 5 wrestlers are Anarchia, ZZ, David Flair, Manu, and
Domino.
Dukes and Domino.
Maybe the pizza.
That probably would be your favorite.
Incher loves him some Heidenreich.
Has OIB played Red Dead Redemption 2?
No, I've only played
What?
Yeah.
It's a good game.
I wanted to like beat the first one and then start in on it, but I've never played.
Are you crazy? You've never played Red Dead Redemption 2?
I actually own a copy of it, but I never.
What are you, a fraud? You pretend that you're this big video game guy. You're playing all the video games, but you never played Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I'm
opposed. I see Incher. I see him on Steam, log in. He definitely played the video games.
Thank you, Coase. See, he's standing up for me.
Just a poser. He just logged in, but he don't really play. Like, I gotta log in.
I like let the games play themselves. Like I just have AI play each other, and I act like I'm playing.
That probably will be a thing. Like
they're starting to do that.
Who would want to do that?
I don't know. It's an option though. It's starting to be.
You just sit there and watch the gameplay.
To get progress, and you don't have to like grind and stuff. You could just like
Jesus Christ! Isn't the whole point of playing the game to have fun while you're playing it?
Maybe, or the score, Jack. You got to think about the score and all the time that you're not wasting.
Well, why even play it then?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think that's goofy. I don't know. I don't get kids these days.
Yeah.
His intro said, "Fuck the kids."
You said that at the.
Never. That's one. What's one of the fantasies? Like Rachel to Hetty Bot, me yelling "Fuck the kids" is the intro. Questions are getting tough as I'm not watching much wrestling, but we'll continue to do as much as possible. Do it up. We love you, Nikhil.
Yes. He just came home from WrestleMania. He's all wrestled out.
Yeah, fuck this wrestling.
Man.
Rexar, are you going to turn on your new buddy Nikhil if he stops watching wrestling?
We're buddies. We met each other in real life at the World at WrestleMania. So,
did you all make a blood pact with each other? Did you cut each other's like heads and like shake hands?
Rub foreheads.
Yeah, bloody foreheads. You like
we should have.
That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe next time.
That's what Itcher and I did the first time we met.
Jerked each
nice. You lick each other's head like the bushwhackers.
No, not weirdo.
Oh.
We cut each other's foreheads deep, and then we just rubbed heads together. We're not, a couple of fucking freaks or something.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
You just had to know which head was it.
Whoa! Talking after midnight. Have you ever blade jobbed your penis, Lexar?
No.
Lexar wants to know. UFC President Dana White is negotiating with WWE to move their premium live events to Sundays so it doesn't interfere with UFC events. Are you intrigued?
I prefer it on Sunday, so that's good with me.
Sunday. It does just seem like used to be the thing. It was tradition.
I think they're trying to do a 3-day thing with Friday being bitch slap or whatever that stuff is called, slap fest.
It still exists. Like, is anyone into that?
I've seen it.
This is no offense to anyone out there. I know like Ludite's a big slap face fan, whatever. But if someone tells me they love slap fight, I really just think that person must be really stupid.
I don't watch that shit.
I'm just kidding.
There's this channel and there's this UFC channel and on the Zumo app.
When you're not watching the DNA channel, you watch the 24-hour slap face channel.
They have that slap competition on the UFC channel, and I watched like one fight.
Watching that stupid
It's
shit.
Power Slap.
Yeah, Power Slap, and it's just like terrible. And I just switch it back to TNA.
I mean, that's like just as dumb as you can get. Guys like literally just stand there. And
It's like
slap
instant
each other.
concussion. Like it's like aim for the temple, aim for the jaw. Like what the hell, man?
Didn't you
They have
ever,
little nuanced rules.
didn't you ever think about getting into bitch slapping or whatever the hell it's called? Power slap.
I'm about to slap you right now.
Slap that ass.
Oh,
I was just thinking that.
There should be like instead of slapping the face, it should be slapping the ass and not slapping Rachel's ass.
Someone's ass gets dislocated because it's so like hard. So like
I got the toughest cheeks in the biz. Would you watch that, Lexar? If it's like hot women, you wouldn't want to watch it. It's like just dudes slapping each other's asses, but like, just some big ass hairy ass up there and they just slap.
someone slaps his ass, shit comes out or something.
It's just getting worse.
But you just stand there like,
That's the germaphobe over here. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia wants the Royal Rumble and/or WrestleMania premium live events in the country. Are you intrigued? Yeah, I heard people. Now, I just can't imagine WrestleMania being in Saudi Arabia because it's like it's a thing people travel to, and like not normal people aren't going. Let's pack up the kids and fly over to Saudi Arabia. But
Hey, you said Macho Man was going to be here.
I guess if they pay him a lot, they'll do it. But this Royal Rumbles be less offensive, but it would be sad to me. But WrestleMania just really seems wrong. I think doing it in Saudi Arabia.
they just have a different audience.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like a thing people travel to every year, and then like all these other they have like the the big all the events around it. Like you can't expect people to go fly to Saudi Arabia.
For sure. Yeah.
Lexar,
People get pissed that they stole their WrestleMania. They stole our WrestleMania.
Lexar, how many trains would you have to take to get to Saudi Arabia?
Unless there's a trend that's like run over the ocean like Joe Biden wants it, then probably no.
What I do is tunnel to China, then walk over.
You can take the train from China.
Interesting.
Do you ever want to go to Saudi Arabia, Lexar?
Maybe if me and Nikhil could go. Nikhil kind of looks like Saudi Arabian-ish.
You could sneak in like women with all like covered up. You could be like all winking at the guys, like to like throw them off.
Plus, I don't think they can say no to you there legally.
Yeah, just cover up Geraldine.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll love to go there. A fan jumped in the ring last Saturday night on Collision. He was quickly removed by AEW Arena Security. Your thoughts? I mean, just a dumbass if you go running in the ring. You ever do that, Lexar? Just jump up and fly into the ring?
No, but I've been in the ring, and because a wrestler told the fans at ringside to like jump in the ring for a photo op.
Oh, well, that's a little different. You didn't run in and try to attack somebody.
No.
I did that actually with not an attack him, but King Kong Bundy actually I got at a local show and got in the ring and got a picture with him. I have it somewhere. I think I'm even wearing the shirt that Baby Snake Assmaster bought. It's the 3/4 length Jackie Jones shirt.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Walmart is now selling AEW Fight Forever video game for $10. Are you intrigued? Man, it's funny because I almost bought that when it first came out, then I didn't. And you would think now, oh, I'm gonna get it for $10, but I've heard pretty much nothing but bad reviews. So I probably won't. Plus, I have no system to play on.
You can put it on your shelf.
I can put it on the shelf.
I might do that.
Are you gonna buy it, Lexar?
Nah.
Do you have any game system?
I have an old school PlayStation 2.
Yes.
Still.
That's my favorite system of all time.
The last one I played was N64.
What I played was Atari 2600.
I do like Atari 2600. That would have been the first one I played. Atari and then ColecoVision and then into the Nintendo. Speaking of AEW Fight Forever, Season 4 of the game is available to download, featuring new arenas and enhanced Stadium Stampede match, and Samoa Joe and Adam Copeland unlockable characters. Are you intrigued? Well, that's pretty cool.
Well, they said unlockable. I thought you said unlikable.
Damn.
I haven't got any of the season packs. I only have the base game. So.
What are you, a bitch?
Yeah, that's me.
Are you gonna get it?
Maybe it costs $10.
$10. Do it,
I'm
boy.
cheap. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if I get back into it.
Kevin Nash recently shared a photo of himself ripped and in great shape. Are you impressed? Well, it was fake. It was not real.
It was from the waist up, because if you look at his legs, dang.
Yeah, it was art. It was AI.
Upper body business.
It was an AI photo, actually. 2 weeks ago, Madonna had 6.5 million people attend her concert in Rio de Janeiro. Are you impressed?
It never really happened.
That doesn't sound real. I don't think 6.5 million people. How would they fit? Like,
it's like the Intercontinental.
They did it on the beach. They did it on the beach in Rio de Janeiro, and they had like other people like from the apartments.
Was this the same show
staring
where they
down.
did the Continental Tournament? Pat
Yeah.
Patterson was there.
They did it
I
on the beach.
Does not sound real to me. Did you go to it? 6.5
No.
million people. I don't think
Yeah, that's too many people.
Yeah.
To be in a place. Oh my god. People are inflating numbers to all kinds of fucking shit. Wow.
This one says 1.6 billion. Even that sounds like a lot.
Like, big stadiums hold like 100,000 at like
Yeah, like
the most.
This says
But WWE, I read that WWE also lie about their attendance figures throughout the years from WrestleMania. So
yeah, definitely do.
That's
This
crazy
says
though.
it was 1.6 million.
like the first WrestleMania Dallas, they didn't have over 100,000. It's been reported over like
Yeah,
80
even
something thousand or something.
Yeah, even WrestleMania 3 and since I'm the Western States Heritage Champion, which person in the Headyverse is Mid-Atlantic Champion? Ask the Headybot. Well, you gotta super chat. Like
I'll just say Rachel.
Let's see here. Lexar, what questions did Jack ask when he interviewed Ron Jeremy? I've never interviewed Ron Jeremy.
You had a photo with him.
Yeah, I met him. I met him at the Rainbow Room in Hollywood, but I didn't interview.
Mm.
You ever go to the Rainbow Room, Coast?
Nope.
Well, Coast is out in the.
I'm sorry. The what? The Rainbow Room?
Yeah.
The Rainbow Room?
Pretty famous club out there.
I've been to the Power Exchange, but not the Rainbow Room.
Yeah, it's pretty famous.
No, I haven't been. That's like this. That's like Southern California.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I've been there a couple times.
Like LA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go to LA too much. I just basically stay in the North California area.
California is a big state.
Yeah,
So here's the
it's
picture.
a different culture in LA.
It's a good-looking
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Ron Jeremy.
Now he's in prison.
Yeah. Yeah, from what I understand, not a good guy.
Oh.
What are Jack's thoughts on the Karen Reed trial? Who?
Karen Reed.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Aside from all these like channels on TNA, UFC, and like there's like local news too, and that's also from Boston. That's where I found out about the Karen Reed trial. So I thought you probably might figure out who she is and what she did.
What feels good? A long dump or a long piss?
All of the above.
Well, it depends really on how much you drink. Yeah, or that.
Or how, like if you're
Also,
waiting a long time, yeah, then you like let it go. It is a good feeling. But I will have to say for a half a year, I couldn't take a dump because I had a colostomy bag. So when things get reconnected, that was a good feeling.
Reunited and feels so good.
First time I farted after being reconnected was a good time. Lexar, what music?
Oh, that's what I meant.
Was that Coast?
I don't know if I should ask, but yeah, like what happens when you have flatulence? Does it go straight to the bag, or does it like just
you
not
have
happen?
no control. You have no control over that at all. So it just comes when it comes. And then I had to do what they call burp the bag. So the bag would fill up with gas, and then you would have to burp it. So you'd unlock it a little bit, but not enough so any like liquids or solids would come out and push the gas out. And as they told me, it would smell spicier because it's
oh wow.
So this one time I was in the car with Annabelle and I was like, I got to burp the bag. She's like, let's pull over. I said, no, got the window down. We'll be fine. And as soon as I started doing it, we hit a red light and she was it's not a pleasant experience.
Oh, well, sorry to make you relive that. I'm sure that wasn't very pleasant.
Which music CDs do you still have?
Oh Lord, I don't throw anything away. So I pretty much have all the CDs that I had when I was growing up. So
wow,
they're all over there. Like I know I got Alice in Chains, the Three-Legged Dog album, and Iron Butterfly, the best of.
That was.
Yeah.
Pet Shop Boys.
What else?
I have Folk Implosion Natural One from the Kid soundtrack.
You got Hulk Hogan and the Boot Band.
I got the Jayhawks. I think I do have the Hulk Hogan and the Boot Band up here.
The wrestling album. It's Slam Jam Volume
I
1.
never had that. I thought I had it, but I
had the record, the actual vinyl.
I've got the ECW album, the one where it had all the covers.
This is Extreme.
Yeah,
where Balls Mahoney does Big Balls.
Yeah, I think so. And then they have like Inner Sandman, but it's done by Motorhead.
Tommy Dreamer. No. Okay.
Yeah.
But Slam Jam Volume 1 will go down as the greatest, not just wrestling album, but just I think probably the greatest musical album in the history of music. Which piece of wrestling memorabilia do you want to get right now? The head of Lexar.
What? Gorgeous George robes or something. I like one of his robes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Roddy Piper's kilt. How about you, Lexar? What are you dying to get your hands on?
Well, you see the TNA ring canvas they're wrestling on?
Yeah.
I want to get that. I saw it on eBay, but it cost like $2,000, and I like
saving up.
Yeah, I tried to like get a loan from a bank, but they said that I got denied. Yes, to get that, I wanted it because I had the TNA channel.
You actually went to the bank to get a loan to buy a TNA canvas.
Yeah, I got denied.
I'm surprised they didn't just like grab you by like your shirt collar in the back of your pants and just like threw you out.
Did Ric Flair? Did Ric Flair like tell you to do this? Did you?
No, I just
the Ric
wanted it.
Flair, like money spending thing there.
Well, I couldn't win any lottery tickets, and like I didn't win anything on lottery
You
tickets.
should ask Goosey. Maybe he'll let you borrow $2,000 to buy.
He retired from wrestling, so he only had like 2 matches, and like I wonder what his payday was.
He just showed you a big wad of cash. Goosey
It's
can
probably
buy
from
a canvas.
It's probably from his Cash App.
From the casino.
I wish there was a video of you at the bank trying to get a loan to buy the.
That would have been awesome.
I picture like a 1980s movie where they bring in like a jar of pennies and stuff, and like I have this, and then like a check for like $10, and then like this, and then some like lint.
When my friend Joey and I we went to see Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, which is Intra's favorite Friday the 13th film.
No, it's
not. So his older brother Rob was taking us to the theater, and anyway, we stopped to get gas, and you get $10 worth of gas, and Rob had just a big bowl of unrolled pennies, and he gave it to the guy, and he just looked at him and like told him to get out of there.
Get the hell
just loose pennies.
Yeah, it was loose pennies in a big bowl, a big mixing bowl.
Oh my god. I worked as a manager at like a gas station once, and there'd be like extra rolls of quarters and whatever, so like 3 or 4 of extra, and the people would like crack all the change in there before I'd have to count it, and I would be like, I'm gonna murder you because I have to count all this shit now. Yeah. Anyway,
what's Intra doing?
I was
winning lottery ticket.
Oh,
checking my Mega Million.
Did you win? If you win, Intra, don't forget, I've always been your best friend and your audio soulmate.
I lost, but there's always
fuck you, bitch. Fucking
Jack, you never played Mega Millions.
How do you know what the hell I do?
You only pay the scratch off.
How do you know?
And that's what
How do you
you're
know what I'm doing? You don't know what I'm doing. You ain't following me around town every minute of my life.
You talk about it here on the show.
I will tell you
I pay the
everything I'm
scratch off.
doing.
I see you on Facebook. You showed off a scratch off winning ticket every time you
For a
win.
while, because people then, oh, I bet you spent more than that. Like, yeah, I spent fucking $500 to win. I was like, come on, you stupid dumbasses. They said that the one time I won $3,600 at the casino. And they're like, oh, I bet you spent more than that. Yeah, I went to the casino with $4,000 to play penny slot machines. Let's see. Where am I?
At least you got some of your money back.
No, I mean I've never spent. I never brought like more than a couple $100 to the casino.
Yeah.
But I don't post every single thing I'm doing. Just because I don't say it on the show or don't post on Facebook, don't mean I don't do it. I take shits during the day and I'll post it on Facebook.
I know someone who used to do that.
Was it long or was it short?
Ever since I ever since I was reconnected, everything just flies on through, Venture.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just flies on through.
I saw a song on YouTube. It's like I shit and water came out.
What?
AI is a great thing. AI songs, like they're making dumb AI songs now.
Yeah.
Such a thing.
And yeah, they're doing like one's like I glued my balls to my butthole.
Jeez.
Man.
And it was like
don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, so I made a video about it and I put like a little thing of super glue just floating around, like to be like coating their balls.
What the hell are you doing?
Oh,
that's what I do. That's what I do.
I think that's the mitten, isn't it, Incher?
Yeah.
What things do you do to try to impress a girl?
Blow in their ear.
Just whip my dick out. No, you got to be charismatic, charming, and funny.
When she says leave, I leave right away.
And you also have a really good high score in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre pinball.
There you go. Yeah. I'll show him my knife collection.
Up close and personal.
I pulled my cock out.
Look at this, baby.
Look at here.
What do you do, Lexar, to try to impress the ladies?
Maybe I'll just follow each and everybody's tips here.
All right. Make it rain.
Make it rain.
I give $1,000 tips just to say fuck that guy.
Hey, that works.
Baby Snake Ass Master, he was giving you real advice. He said just blow in their ear. I don't know if that's what you do if you don't know them.
Not right away.
I do that for strippers.
I just jump out of a tree, grab them, and just start blowing in their ear. Like,
just keep pushing them down.
How about you,
man.
Coach? You got any advice for Lexar to impress the chicas?
Oh, just send some, just catfish them with some good old BBC dick pics. What do you call those pictures? Just send them. Just say that's me.
BBC dick pics, and you're not a black guy.
Just so it's like dark in the room. Just like,
Maybe he's British.
It can happen. It can happen.
Maybe the
I mean, people are 2-tone, 3-tone sometimes.
Maybe he's British. That's what BBC stands for. British.
Yeah, British.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, the picture just has the logo on it, like on the bottom. Sweet.
Yeah, definitely. Since a red dwarf.
Yeah. The guy with the square head, whatever.
Oh yeah.
With the BBC picture,
Crichton.
though.
Yeah, that would work.
I'll take those into advice while I go to bed. Good night.
Good night.
Go. Good night. Good night.
So he's gonna go over the strip club tomorrow, intro, start blowing in their ears, and then start talking about BBC.
Man, like
Hey, how come
I've been
I'm-
like, oh, sorry.
Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah. But I've
He'll
like
get
been going.
confused and start blowing into the BBC.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
might poke him in his ear. Yeah.
Lexar wants to know, what is the last item you stole?
Oh,
the hearts of the Headyverse.
I know Incher is very anti-piracy, anti-torrent.
He's a fucking pirate machine. Fucking peg-legged biceps over here.
I don't know. What have I stolen?
What haven't you stolen?
I said, what have I stolen? I don't know. Like
all the ladies' hearts.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've stolen.
Have you ever ran out on a
man?
I'm as pure as the driven.
Ever ran out on the check?
No.
Ran out on the check when the check was coming in. The restaurant.
Okay. I was at the store, the Dollar General, and I forgot to get toothpicks. And I came back in. I was like, oh, I forgot to get toothpicks. And I came up and I held them to pay for it, and the guy who was working at the store just said, "Just go."
That's not stealing.
He told me
That's
just
not
to say,
stealing.
You got lucky, man.
It wasn't his to give away though. It was just, he was just working there. He was.
You got so lucky. You almost got so busted.
I mean, the Dunkin' Donuts employees gives me free stuff all the time, but I don't call it stealing.
Yeah,
Like-
but like he shouldn't like just give you like.
So you're gonna narc out the guy who gave you free toothpicks?
No, I didn't narc him out. I'm just saying.
You walked
like,
out of the store and you called 911. You're like, the guy he just
that was like kind of stealing though. I mean,
oh my god, you're a fucking bitch. Don't be bitching out. The guy was doing you
Man.
solid.
No, I'm just trying to give an instance of when I stole something, I guess, and I really didn't want to steal it. I rather would have just paid for the thing, but I guess he
Did
was
you
just
go to
too lazy
confession?
I guess I shouldn't I?
Man.
It's one of those things they won't notice it immediately.
They ain't gonna notice that. Jeez. You no pay. What if you go there tomorrow and like we went bankrupt because we lost.
It was a box of toothpicks.
You should carry a box of toothpicks with you just in case, so you could give it back.
Yeah, Intra loves the toothpicks because he loves to have wood in your mouth.
I love to have what?
Wood in your mouth.
Oh, I get it.
That one I will admit was bad, but it was bad on purpose. Stephen Butler, who do you want to win the King and the Queen of the Ring? Gunther and Asuka.
Those are good picks.
The
Who's
Dollar
still in
General.
it?
And Gunther's name?
No, he's the ring general. Who's still in it? Like,
Oh no, sure.
yeah, I want to. I'll go with Jack's picks.
Brian Matthew Clatar wants to know, Kevin Nash recently released an AI photo of himself where he looked ridiculously ripped. Are you impressed at someone his age using AI and fooling the marks on the internet? That was a very good line after Lexar. I thought it was really good.
We have King of the Ring so far. Who's left in it? We have Gunther and Jey Uso. Randy Orton, Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, and Tama Tonga for the men.
Gunther.
Women is Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria. Who the fuck?
Yeah, that's a new one from NXT.
Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and Bianca Belair.
Oh, Asuka's not even in anymore.
That's it?
No. That's
I
it.
think
That's all
Tiffany
that's left.
Stratton for
Jade.
Yeah.
It'll be Jade.
Jade. I like Jade, so I'm good with that. Tony Obistai.
I'm gonna go LA Knight.
To achieve eternal peace and good health and fortune, would you have a one-night stand with your own mother? Happy
Yikes.
Mother's Day.
Good Lord.
Ah.
Like, should we just call the people with the straight jacket just to come and get Gucci? I mean, he has some of the weirdest questions.
Yeah, but he's got a Mighty Ducks jersey.
How long ago was it when you got out of your insane asylum that you were from? I mean,
Last week, why?
oh, they just let you out weekly to do the show.
Like,
Yeah,
you
just do IYH and then I go right back in.
yeah, it's like empty. It's like the A-Team when they would get
This is the only time that he's lucid. Like the rest of the time, he's like, ah.
Mikey
Just like, wake up.
B. What would you say is the peak of AJ Styles' career thus far? And you think he'll have another run with a top tier in any promotion?
Well, he helped
Upside down.
Man. You know,
When he was upside down, TNA getting whipped by LAX. That's his peak.
He really I never thought he would do so well in WWE, and he did. But I still think of him as probably his best match. I mean, he's got great matches still now, though. But I still think of him as like the TNA guy. But
Yeah.
But I mean, he's done great stuff.
He was in the Bullet Club.
Yeah, really, he's been a top guy everywhere he's gone.
Yeah.
Think about it. He really carried TNA for a
Put
long
on-
time. Reinvent.
Put on a lot of muscle too.
Yeah. One of the best, honestly. Think about it. Will he have another? I mean, I don't think he'll have like a world. If he would become world champ, I think it would be, transitional. I don't see him becoming like the top guy in a promotion again, like the guy. You know what I mean? But I think he'll always be near, a guy you can put in the top at any time. Also, which two members of the Headyverse would be the best possible team for the survival show Naked and Afraid? Well, Coast, apparently. Coast and Lexar,
Well-
yes. Lexar's walking around naked in front of his own mom.
Naked and which was afraid.
Yeah, that's the good question. I was just thinking that.
I'm going to say
Well, I'm
Taza.
definitely not
He'll
scared.
definitely bring the afraid aspect to it. And
Lexar and Tazo?
I think
be a hell of a
Lexar would
team.
be very afraid if Taza was there. Yeah.
That would be a good reality show, though. Lexar and Tazo together.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, do you print out all of the in your head questions and lay on them the way 1980s televangelists would lay on all the prayer requests and they received in the mail? Absolutely. And then I like
That
do
much
like
we
a snow angel in them. I'm like,
Wasn't Hogan like fucking saying a bunch of shit?
Yeah, he was
he
on the
on
700
the
Club.
700 Club or something.
Oh fuck!
Wait, that was for real?
Yeah.
Like recently?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Are you a member of the 700 Club?
Ooh.
Incher?
No. That's
I
not.
came up just short. I'm in the 666 club.
Oh.
Guess I didn't make it.
Oh, Lord.
Luddite is the knight in Satan's service.
Yeah, right.
What was I saying?
Satan's a good man.
Yeah.
Don't be
You
blaspheming
can't
on
make a part
the
of
show.
that any worse than the fun they have there.
I don't want to say anyone's a bad man. Wacko Bob, Satan, they're all good guys. All right, that's it for the questions this week. Thank you, fine folks.
Thank you.
Yay.
What is that? Is that one of those dirty deeds that you play with?
It's a clamp turned backwards.
Put that on your dong.
Like,
whatever. Yeah, sure. Good Lord.
I don't know. Just
Sorry.
asking a question.
It was right there.
I love how he tries to play so innocent. He goes, I don't know, just asking a question. He's kind of like Kamala after he sings like a song. They ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings. It's only the most thing anybody can say.
It's just a song about a guy fucking a dude in the ass to get a job.
Remember all the way Pat went to bed. Checked in right next door.
You call yourself 1 inch.
Oh, it's such a good team.
does he have a Knuckleball Schwartz song too? Like, that'd be cool.
Is that still on the internet? I should download that before you take it off.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was looking at it the other
I
day.
listened to that yesterday. Or 2 days ago. I think I just sent that to people before the show, actually,
Yeah, I
just
think
right
you
now.
posted it on the group. Yeah, I
I think I just did that.
Maybe I should remix it.
Really, Kamala lives on in our hearts.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel bad getting like a weekday remix of the great Kamala tune.
Yeah.
Remix my own music's one thing. I just wish I could remember the show where Incher hung up in a rage for the first time. I just remember Incher saying, "It doesn't fucking matter," and leaving the show. You
It's
remember
happened.
this?
Happened too many
I
times.
think I remember that.
Yeah. It's probably over something stupid.
Yeah, whatever.
No, I meant like it's probably like honestly, it's probably like don't you just saying like it's probably like comparative to other things, it's probably just something, that's probably stupid. You know what I mean?
God.
I tried to save it there, but it didn't really work.
I found in relationships when you're the one that hurts the other person, you can't be the one that heals the other person.
Oh,
It's really hard.
it's really deep.
That.
No, I made my girlfriend cry and I was like, sorry. And she'd be like, fuck you. And I'd be like, okay.
Man,
I understand.
That's like good gaslighting, though. It's like you hurt them and then you comfort them.
Yeah, for
Nice.
sure.
Now, the trick is you got to get both versions of the song because there's a longer one and then there's a shorter one. Extended.
Extended version.
Like sometimes they have a long push and pull it second.
Pull it, and pull it. All right. Anything else in anyone's mind?
No, I'm good. I'm tired.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna go another 3 hours. Yeah. Next
Yahoo!
return. We've been on almost 4 though. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's usual amount of time.
Yeah, our old shows are usually like an hour and a half or so. I've noticed from 2005.
But we would record it like for 6.
Yeah. I forgot to hit record. Wacky popped out in the show. I thought he was going to become a regular, and then he's off now. I think we'll see him again another like 5 or 6 years.
Maybe.
Go
get
get
Or next week.
I think Jackson gave up on us.
He's done. We did gain a Ryback though.
That's true. It's true. Yeah. We're gonna take away all the headies from. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll be back next week talking the wrestling. I say this every week. Maybe I'll look into getting a guest. Maybe I will.
No, you're not. Just stop lying.
You should try Billy Corgan.
Billy
Like
Corgan.
someone for
I think you could plug this new reality show.
Then get him to fund all your stuff for you.
Talk about reptilians.
Well, we need to be talking about.
You should get him to be a tree in one of your movies. Just like get him to be in a suit.
So Baby Snake Ass Master and Coast, you guys are both members, official members. If you have a question for HeadyBot before we go.
Oh.
Man, I have one what does Rachel's fart smell like?
Damn.
Oh no.
I wonder if it has a insight into that.
He's just gonna be very fart heavy.
I want to get a full picture of this Rachel and her smells, I
But
guess.
so far, we know a lot about her farts. So. I don't know if that's how you get to know somebody.
According to the Headyverse lore, Rachel's farts are notoriously fragrant and pleasant, often described as smelling like rainbows and sunshine on freshly baked cookies.
Oh
my goodness.
They're frequently
like cake farts.
They're frequently depicted as having a magical, euphoric quality, capable of brightening anyone's day and lifting spirits. You know what? These kind of describe my farts. Let's talk about them. Of course, this is all in the realm of playful. Yeah, we get all that part. Headyverse known for creative, whimsical, blah 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 blah, all that other stuff.
Spiel.
Nice. So rainbow on top of a cookie. Okay.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know rainbows even had a scent.
We're probably totally over with Vince McMahon with all of our toilet humor. It's like, oh, I gotta have a show.
What if Vince
I gotta do it.
he wants to put his $2 billion into in your head insure? So anything Coast before we bow out? Before we go to bed together. Separately.
Okay. I don't know. I think I'll seed my question for next week and just double it.
Double up.
Yeah. Double up.
Right.
I'll double it and give it to the next week.
There you go. And any of you other folks out there, you can Venmo, you can join the Headyverse. You don't even have to ask questions, but it would help out the show. So until next week, this is Jackie Jones.
1-inch biceps.
And this is in
your head.
Play us out, Ronnie Hex. We had Duckman playing us in, and to play us out is Ron Hex. Here we go.
Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah. It was not small. No. Andre could drink, and he could fight. Drink, and a fight. Andre was big. Yeah. It was not small. No. Andre could drink, and he could fight. Drink, and a fight. Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre was great. He was not bad. A great big heart and a great big man. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, 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 and fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant.
From Grenoble, France.
Ah! Oh man, we got Destro up here. Sweet. Man. What kind of figure
Yeah.
is that?
It's like a big deluxe figure, and he has like he has that gun, and he has another gun that comes out.
Loaded the bear.
It's like, yeah, it's like a $30 one.
Dang.
You could
How
take
did
off
he
his
breathe in that
necklace.
thing?
I think his face was covered in metal. It was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a mask.
It was
or
like-
they keep his head in titanium.
It was encased, I believe. Well, I'm not. I was a kid. I don't- Like Dr. Doom, his face was all like screwed up, so he got like, I don't know.
Metal.
I wish that my face were cool enough to be like all like encased in metal like that, though.
Hell yeah.
I'd do it.
Hey, you can do it. You can totally do it. Just slap it on.
Yeah, just go stick your head in a big vat of boiling lead. Don't do that, folks out there, if you're listening. It's not a good idea. When I was a kid, I didn't do them personally, but my uncle was a big fisherman, and he would get lead from like various junk piles, whatever, and then he would melt them down. I probably have them somewhere actually, and then he would pour them into. He had molds to make sinkers, which you'd use.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
In
Wait
art,
a minute.
they taught us how to do like bronze and stuff in like sand, but I'm not that cool. I never did that. But same
I just realized
principle.
something. There's no Raw report this week.
Yeah. He was in the chat, but he didn't call in. I think his wife was saying, "None of that Raw report tonight, Mr. Butler, Steven. You're going to bed early." And she just smacked him around. I don't know.
That's cool.
And
You,
he
you have
liked
to. You have to talk more about your arts and crafts class. I like that subject.
Yeah.
Heck, yeah. The Santos guy, he does a lot of art stuff online.
Yeah, El Santos World. I got Troy to work making making the props for Arbor Day.
Wow, that's so awesome. Especially that he has time to do it.
Yeah,
like
he
that's a
retired
cool
early this
thing.
year. He retired in February, so I was like, as soon as he retired, I'm like, nah, you gotta go to work, and I start whipping him.
Whoa.
That's how I treat my older brother.
Whoa.
You don't have to the whip mark.
Where there's a whip, there's a way.
It's funny you mentioned Santo Locos.
It's two different people.
Yeah.
Santos World and Santa Loco are two different people.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I was confused for a little bit too, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like the other guy was from New Orleans or something, so I
Yeah.
like, knew that I'm from kind of New Orleans, so I'm yeah. He had that like little Creole type accent.
Yeah, now he's running marathons.
Yeah.
He got really
Yeah.
sick actually, and then he started running marathons. He's a good guy like El
Sometimes-
Santo.
Sometimes it takes that to make those moves for health, those positive moves.
Yeah. I was dying myself, and I never run marathons, but I'm a lot healthier.
You walk
Yes.
marathon.
Yeah, I walk marathons. More and more people call me the walking man in my town. Like, it's the walking dude, the walking man, because I walk 5 to 10 miles a day. All right, so we're gonna head on out. I got my Sting shirt on. Icons
That's
are forever.
awesome.
It's a Sting retirement shirt.
That
Really
is pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah, Venice Beach, California, over where Coast is from.
Bay Area. We in NorCal don't really like to affiliate or no SoCal. It's just it's too different. But it's all California, though, I guess.
We're gonna battle because I'm East Coast.
Oh no, that war is over. That war ended in the 90s.
All right. I might go. I'll run out there again sometime, but it'll probably be south. It'll be LA area.
Yeah.
I've been to San Francisco. Annabelle liked it when she was out there.
Yeah, it's more of a kind of like tech and art. There's a lot of art schools out here.
Neither of us
Academy of
actually
Art.
really like LA or Hollywood, but I mean, it's just where we, a lot of stuff happens. But the actual area is not particularly nice.
Yeah, I'll go to Orange County, like Anaheim. That's about it.
My aunt lives out in California. She lives in Orange, not Orange County, but Orange.
Oh, yeah, that's up here, but more towards the mountains, I think, going towards the Oregon border, I believe. I think. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to take off. I had a good time. It was fun.
All right. See you Thursday.
Fell into the table. Yeah, Thursday we'll be back. For folks who would like all the horror stuff, or if you just like us talking goofiness, it'll be me, Annabelle Lecter, and Terrible Troy, who's also known as the Flea here on In Your Head. And we'll be joined by the director of The Fetus, Joe Lamb, and the director of Depression is a Beast, Courtney Dixon. And we'll have those fine folks on. Also coming up are pre-recorded interviews. I think I'm going to post them Friday with Annette O'Toole from all kinds of cool stuff. And Jenna Cannell from Terrifier. Talk about her new film, Faceless After Dark. And so that'll be a good time. So check that out. If you're into horror movies or just you like me and you want to check more stuff we talk about. We don't just talk about horror movies. We talk about all kinds of craziness. It's a good time. All right. We'll be back. Pepe Potit.
Later.
It's got some holes in there. Can you see those holes?
Maybe a worm ate its brain.
Maybe.
I mean, wood.
Is it going to run for president? All right.
Oh man.